All right, listen. Today's episode of the Snark Tank Podcast, sponsored by AdamandEve.com. And you can use code SNARK to get 50% off of your first item, plus free shipping anywhere in the United States and Canada. It's a crazy world out there, and it could use a little bit of spice. And Adam and Eve's got you covered. They got sex toys, they got lingerie, they got all sorts of bath and body stuff, some bath bombs if you like. It's also worth noting that 2021 is Adam and Eve's 50th anniversary, which is pretty insane. They've been at this for 50 fucking years. And 20% of their profits go to fighting the spread of HIV around the world. So what are you waiting for? 50% discount? Fight HIV? Celebrate an anniversary? Head on over to AdamandEve.com right now and use code SNARK for that 50% off. And on with the episode.
Did you guys talk to Kyle Kalinske or anyone? Any of you talk to him at all?
No.
Oh, he just came out as gay.
Shut up.
No.
Hey, look, it's a little dead meme.
Welcome to the Snark Tank Podcast. It is me, one of your hosts, Tom Sweeny, and we're here with some black guy and Chris Raygun.
It's me.
Say hellos.
It's me. I didn't
You sound like you're on drugs. That was fucking bullshit.
Who, me? I sound like a cokehead? Like how they act like they're normal? Hey, how's it going? I've seen that, dude.
I thought you were on opiates, so you're just like, hey, it's the Snark Tank. You're just feeling good. I was like, what the hell's going on here?
I'm sorry.
Snark
I'm sorry
Tank.
I'm announcing things and I feel like fine, I guess.
Oh.
But hey, another episode
whatever.
of this bullshit, whatever we do. Chris is feeling a little down and out, so I'll be doing a lot of the talking today. Chris is he's broken.
Hey.
I got AIDS over the weekend, so I'm wrestling through that. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm sure you can, because I can
Yeah,
hear
he
it.
actually got into a fight with Magic Johnson. And, and obviously he lost.
Blood was drawn. He
So,
actually bled directly into my mouth.
Okay, don't forget to come to our. Don't forget, if you guys want to string us a little bit of money, we are at patreon.com/snarktank. Drop $1 there. You can get an early episode. $5. We'll get.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That's the end. That's the end. Listen, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Of course, because it's the curse with this podcast, to the point where I'm considering moving the days around in the near future because we're cursed with this shit. Because every time we record, we're like, fucking nothing happened. Kanye's got weird hair or something. And then the next day, Alec Baldwin kills a man.
Oh, man.
No, he kills a woman.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Kills a woman and injures
he
a man.
Almost killed a man, and he was like, damn. He's like 1.5. Shit.
I only killed one whole person.
It's always just the day after we record. Some crazy shit happens.
Really is.
Was it literally on Tuesday or was it on Wednesday?
But either way, we missed it, and it's annoying.
We missed it by like a very
huge news.
Yeah, we missed it by like a very close margin, and it was just like, in the next couple episodes, maybe like for the new year, I'm thinking of maybe doing a switch up. I won't tell you what that switch up is, but if this happens even one more time, man, like it has been, the change is imminent, because I'm getting sick of this shit where we're like, do you guys know what happened this week? I don't know.
No, nothing happened.
I think the problem is a lot of stuff happens. Negative stuff happens towards the end of the week because people are just fucking tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, okay, the whole Alec Baldwin situation. So if you guys don't know, Alec Baldwin shot somebody.
Who doesn't know at this point?
He thought he was in a prop gun. I don't know the entire story. I heard some days he was waving around like a madman.
I got all of it because I was kind of fascinated.
You got all of it. You got all of it. This is 100% fact.
Yeah, I got the gist of what you need to know essentially. Because I was like, oh, how did this happen? I was like, this is when you fucked up with Brandon Lee. It was like that was already enough. You killed the prodigy, and it was like that's already. Now we need safe precautions. But what happened was there wasn't safety. Like the production of Rust, the movie, that's the set that they were on. About it's a movie about some kid that wrongfully killed someone too, which is extremely ironic. You know, that's already ironic in itself. That it's like,
that's pretty funny.
This is crazy. And then before I explain what happened, the production, the Rust Productions, had the audacity to release a statement and say the safety of our cast and crew is top priority. And I'm like, you can't, like, responding to what happened. I was like, you can't say that at this point. You're supposed to skip that part.
Must be like, unfortunately, something happened and we are moving forward. They're like, well,
someone
actually,
died. You can't say that.
Yeah, it's like it was like a crazy situation too, because didn't like I think the entire staff or whatever, or like the film, like the hand, like the crew, like walked off set for some reason because it was like a union thing.
People
like
walked.
Yeah, it was like people were walking because
there was actually hard hours. It was kind of like what's happening a little bit in the gaming industry, right? Just we're crunching way too hard. You're not paying us enough. The conditions aren't safe. I mean, I don't know if you were just hearing about what was happening with Ruby Rose or whatever her name is, and Batwoman and stuff. You were hearing like shit, like just people are just getting abused. I think even more because of the pandemic. Yeah. And so a bunch of people were like, "We're out of here." So then they found cheap replacements, and then people were cutting corners, and then the prop guns were cleared at first, but then you have to check things multiple times, right, to make sure everything's cool. And then so it wasn't done again. Alec Baldwin thought he had the green light. He's like, I'm gonna practice my cool shit. Then he pointed his shit over at the director, you know, in the fucking camera, and the fucking director, right? He saw the cinematographer hold her stomach, like, oh shit, she got hit. And he was like, what's happening? And by the time he couldn't even know what was happening, all of a sudden he's hit on the shoulder. So he just like, Alec Baldwin, the way that I'm picturing it is, you know, the scene in the first Batman when Jack Nicholson's killing that dude, where he's just doing all these like trick shots and shit. Like I'm picturing that. I'm picturing like, what was he doing? Because he probably thought he was like a fucking stud, and then he's like, oh my god,
yeah.
I actually shot people.
What makes it crazy is that like I usually love fucking with people, but I actually feel bad because it's like that's. Because aside from him, obviously there not being enough weapon safety on the place, that is some shit. Like if someone hands me a prop gun, right, I am anxious enough and scared enough to be like, I'm gonna make sure this doesn't have any bullets in it. That's what I'm gonna do. But like when blanks are not bullets. Yeah. They're held in like different things. Like I've shot real bullets and I've shot blanks before. And I don't know how the fuck you fuck those up, because blanks are like labeled and they even look different. Like there's different marking on the bullet shells for blanks. So like I don't know how like, say for example, if they did something different to just be like, oh, well, we'll just kind of do some makeshift ones on the fly. I don't know. I don't know that detail. I don't know. I don't get how that could be your job to like, hey, put fake bullets in this gun. And
I think the biggest argument, dude. I think the biggest argument is now is that even at this point, is that even needed?
Yeah.
No,
I know what you're.
Blanks?
No, I know what you're talking about, because why even have any bullets in the gun at all? Because you can create the craziest shit with CGI. People will like de-age people with CGI. Why not just CG the fucking gun smoke? It is probably like the simplest fucking effect that you could possibly do, to the point where I've done it. Like I don't have any real guns that I've loaded with fucking blanks. Anytime I've used like an actual gun, and I use like cheap effects, but sometimes they look okay. And sometimes I would like, there was one time I remember I did it like a long time ago when I was fucking around with Premiere, and I was like, this looks genuinely fucking good. Like, and I didn't need to load it with like blanks to get that effect.
For real, that you guys are right, but like I was watching like I was watching like this thing was like affects people talk about what they're doing. So like you know, like real swordsmen talking about like, oh, I prefer to use a real blade, not a live one, not one that's like sharpened, but I prefer to use a real blade, because when you clash the real blade, you can feel the weight, and it does some of the acting for you, you know, having a real weapon, having something real. I can very much so see why you wouldn't want to use a gun at all. I would put a fake gun in my hand. I would Photoshop a gun in my hand and I'd use that. But for like when you use a real gun, the kick, it just makes it look more realistic. I don't think you need it for whatever movie he was doing. Like maybe in a military movie, you might want a real weapon.
There's only
for
like certain. Let me think about it. There's only certain people that it's going to annoy. That like, oh, I can tell this is fucking fake. Like say, like, you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I remember him talking about Titanic, and he was like, well, actually, if you look up at the stars on the sky, the constellations aren't where they're alive. I'm like, dude, fuck it. It's just supposed to be some bitch fucking chilling and then this dumbass drowning. Like, who cares that the constellations are incorrect? Like, where they were actually sitting. And I'm like, okay, that's the person.
I know. But what happens is this. This is what happens with this.
But actually, you're a bitch.
I am an ex-film student like Chris.
Actually, Sweeny.
We're all the communications kids. And what we did when we were younger, we would sit down and we would tear apart movies for what's wrong with them. And people are gonna do that. People like
no, that's fun though. That's fun. I actually enjoy that.
They're just trying to tighten up. People just like to tighten up, like, oh, I'm gonna use a real gun because it feels more authentic and it gives the actors more drive and
then niggas
like
get
that.
shot.
And then that happens. Yes, exactly. And it's just like, okay,
it's like,
in all fairness, I feel really bad for Alec Baldwin. Like, I understand there was a lot of shit going wrong, but like, goddamn, there's pictures of him like on the side of the street, like on a phone crying.
Yeah.
Like really having a breakdown.
I have actively avoided that. I'm trying to not humanize it. Of course it's sad.
That's why I haven't made fun of it. I have so many jokes.
The way that's how you think about doctors and people in the military, the service people. Think about these type of people that deal with death on a daily basis. This is exactly how they deal with stuff. Because if they were to just wallow in darkness, like the way that you want to be like, oh, this is so sad, they'll just fucking kill themselves eventually.
As coming from someone, my grandmother who's lost people on the table in surgeries, she's like, it's really, really, really fucking sad, and they give you days off when that shit happens. They're like, hey, go home and take some time. Because you can only dehumanize it so much. Like, it's the internet age, and we're definitely a different breed from like them that were like, you know, like, oh, something fucked up happens. I've been on Live Leak. My grandmother would go on Live Leak and have a nervous breakdown after seeing that shit. But us, we're all desensitized to people just getting mortally wounded all the time.
Of course.
And for me, it's just a situation. It's like, oh man, because that could happen to anybody. Someone could just like, here's a prop gun.
The thing is, the thing is, it's like you have to wonder though, like, what the fuck is a live? What is a live round doing on there set in the first place? That is the thing that's freaking me out a little bit, because it's like, part of me is like, this can't have been entirely an accident.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Alec Baldwin loaded, like, that's insane.
He definitely didn't load the gun. He's an actor. They wouldn't let him load the gun.
Yeah, they wouldn't let him load the gun. And also, just in general, like, Alec Baldwin's not going to do that to himself. He's not going to put like a loaded fucking gun in his hand on a movie set and then ruin his life. Like, he has like no incentive to do that.
This is his movie.
Yeah, it's his movie. Like, so part of me's wondering, it's like, I wonder, like, who the fuck put a live round in his fucking gun?
That is the mystery of it. That's what makes it crazy. Why the fuck are there live rounds anywhere? Like, why do actors ever need live rounds?
Well, it's just like, say, with Brandon Lee, like, it's not like they thought the rounds were live, right? You know, it's but
then that's even more mystery. That's even more mystery on top of it.
To me, what it just seems is, because a lot of what they talked about is like cutting corners and stuff. Right. So I'm like, people could have just, it's essentially, you get what you pay for. You know what I mean? If they didn't fucking If they would have just done shit by the books and not, like say a lot of productions, and for years and years, there's probably people have been cutting corners and this shit didn't happen. And then it's like, it only takes one time, right? For someone to just fuck up. And then now they're in this situation. And look, it's obviously the whole thing's sad. I mean, say if you think about it, if you think about the family, the loss and all that stuff and how Alec Baldwin must feel, he's probably losing his mind, He's going to stupor into like depression and all this stuff from, ending a life on accident, dude. That's crazy. Like it's way worse that way than if he did it on purpose, because otherwise he'd probably be like, fucking like whatever. Like he's gonna go to jail and shit.
He would go to jail
and be like fucking, getting the dust off his shoulder and shit. Like, oh, that shit was dope. Now wait. No, wait for me to get away with this, like, and then it's pretty sad, but that's why. But I like I'm not gonna lie, I appreciate the memes though, because it's bringing light to like a dark situation, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. There's a lot of people. I saw some people on
Even
Twitter.
I said, I was like, yo, it's chill. Like, chill out, guys. Like, it's unfortunate.
I definitely whipped out some Photoshop, like, real quick. I was like, all I did was I was just like, I wanted to test the waters, and I only had one person that was like, dude, and everybody else was like, oh, it's kind of funny. It was just The Shining. I just had him like put the gun to the door instead of the axe, and then put his face up to the door. And
dude,
I was just like,
Tom Holland. What if Tom Holland shot and killed somebody by mistake? Could you imagine, like, on Uncharted?
Yo, he would not. He would be crying forever. He'd be crying. He would be crying for the rest of his life.
Bad because he's like, one, he's a kid. Two, he's British.
I shot a bloke. I shot a bloke, mate. What am I gonna do?
Because they don't have guns, they have blunderbuss and shit. So he'd be like, oh no, I've gone run bomb somebody up. I can't believe I've done this. And then he loses Spider-Man deals. Freaking No Way Home doesn't come out, and then it just changes reality.
God.
You think Tom Holland would shoot somebody with a fucking blunderbuss? He just loads a bunch of scraps.
A blunderbuss or a flintlock.
That's the only kind of guns they have. They don't have fucking pistols there. They have fucking blunderbuss and freaking marionettes.
Marionettes?
Not marionettes. What are they called?
I was like, isn't that like
bayonets?
I don't know what you're trying to say. A bayonet. They have the flints, man. Like fucking, they got pistols. They got some good shit.
Why do they use knives so old?
Can you imagine though?
Then?
That's all they have though. Like legit, they never upgraded. They have just old. They have fucking 16th century guns. Can you imagine?
A blunderbuss is scary, man. A blunderbuss is like, I would not want to go up against. If somebody is robbing your house and they have a fucking blunderbuss, that is that is a person. Out of the way. That's a person.
That's a caveman.
You run away from that person because you're gonna get killed by like he's loading that shit with your baby teeth.
With like biscuits and fucking. What else do they have over there?
Just bent up fucking spoons and forks. He just bends them and puts them in there. And you're like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this?
What do they use over there? What is
rocks and knives, bro?
What are they known for? Like tea packages and shit. Like they're just putting whatever they
so
can
stupid.
in there.
Bro.
So fucking
you're about to be ended, mate.
It's fucking broken fucking teapots and shit like that put in there. It's like, yo, this is going to slaughter someone. What is wrong with you? I'm not care, bro. We're going to go boom.
I'd actually feel bad.
You're just gonna be buried, and they're gonna have to pry the dry food out of your fucking skull. It's gonna be a sad state of affairs.
I fucking love how
I got some beef jerky, bruv.
They are.
So did you guys? We I don't know how much more we can delve into Alec Baldwin, but I did want to talk about this because this is something that just came up that I saw a little bit earlier today. I don't know if you guys saw this, and I don't know how you guys feel about it, but there's a new line of GTA remasters coming out. It's like the trilogy is like getting its definitive edition or whatever. So it's Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas all redone and like new graphics and shit. And it's coming out kind of soon. And
yeah, I'm excited.
There's an article written here that says GTA Trilogy trailer removes Confederate flag. Because there's
the guy from 3?
From Vice City, from Phil Cassidy. Phil Cassidy is the character. He has a shirt with the Confederate flag, and now it's like just like a yellow skull.
Yeah. I did see that.
Yeah. And I'm looking at it and I'm just like, I don't understand what the point is because
you know what the point is. It's just that it's stupid.
I know
You know what it is.
I know
It's
it's
just- it's
stupid,
just
but
dumb.
it's
It's
just
like,
I don't because I tweeted about it. I was like, this is some. I tweeted. I was like, this is like pussy shit. Like I don't understand why you can't have a villainous character associated with villainous imagery. Did you know that Call of Duty, like one of the most recent Call of Duty games that has to do with World War II, doesn't have any Nazi flags in it, even though you fight the Nazis. They don't even say Nazi in it. It's like the fuck. It's so
I didn't
weird.
know about that.
It's so bizarre.
It's really strange.
That's
It's,
strange. That's really strange. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It gets really weird because like I understand, like I get it, you know, like I get why.
I don't get it at all.
I get why because you know people get triggered easier now. And it's like more people are looking at things. Some people are gonna get offended. People are gonna have to say.
But it's Grand Theft
why
Auto.
they're doing it. I know.
I see it in a different way though. When I first heard about this, I thought it was just maybe just to add a little bit extra buzz, because I was really thinking about that because I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone who would genuinely. It's just kind of giving me flashbacks. It's remnants of 2016, 2014. It's just giving me. I'm like, okay, there was a. It's like Neil Druckmann consulting Anita Sarkeesian or some shit. Like things that where I'm like, what are you doing? Like that's you're asking someone who's trying to, you know, look at me. That's trying to peacock, right?
Yeah.
It's like, look at me and look at this problem that no one would have ever said anything unless I fucking said something. Because who's really gonna say something about that fucking asshole shirt?
Yeah,
like,
like
really
that's
like
that's the thing. It's like it's not for anybody. It's like a very weird thing because it's like to me, it's like we're in a very weird spot when you can't have a fictional awful character associated with awful imagery that the game acknowledges is awful by virtue of associating with an awful character in a game meant for adults. You know, like it's
like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna take the drug addict guy out of GTA 5 because he says a bunch of racially charged shit?
Yeah,
all the
that's
time, you know?
that's and also
Trevor?
it's a game where you go around and kill every fucking person. Like you can just murder indiscriminately.
I
and
get
it's
it,
just
but
so fucking weird. Like at what
it's
point?
to tone down those pussies that get so mad about that.
But
shit.
it's GTA.
I
Like
guarantee you
imagine.
those people
Hold on.
were not around though.
Right. These people don't exist. Nobody's offended by this. Like they're fake people. And it's
they're
like
real. They're real. They're fake. They're fake and they don't really exist, but they're loud and they're prevalent on the internet. They're like imaginary numbers. They're like numbers that you can take out of the equation and have the right number still. You can still put a 1x to the 10, 5, 15th power, and you can take them out, and the world will be fine without them. But on the internet, they'll type up things like, "Oh my god, can't believe conservative flag in GTA." Oh man,
the fact that you brought that you compared them to imaginary numbers is a great comparison, actually.
But it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all.
It's insignificant digits. Sig figs, bro. They're not sig figs, but they're on the internet and they exist in a complaint here.
The main thing to me that like at what point is it like, all right, so this is a bad flag. It's associated with bad things. All right. At what point do we like revisit like the Lion King, right? And go like, well, murder's kind of bad, isn't it? Like, it's kind of a bad thing. We don't necessarily want to associate our kids' cartoon with murder. So maybe, instead of, Scar killing Mufasa, maybe Scar just calls him, really silly. Maybe Scar goes, "Oh, Mufasa, you're so fucking silly." And Mufasa goes, "Ooh, Scar, you're fucking mean. I'm gonna leave and abandon my son now because I don't want to be called silly." And that's the new Lion King. Like, at what point can you have a character that is villainous and that's okay? Like, it's just very bizarre. They did the same thing, by the way, to, I'm playing Resident Evil 4 in VR, which, by the way, awesome. Really fucking cool. But they took out all of these, like, little lines that he and Ingrid share on the comms. It's like, because he's like flirtatious with her.
Yeah, they obviously
and like that's all gone. So now Leon is just this dude who's like, "I'm going to go here and save the president's daughter," and it's like he's like nothing. He's got no character at all.
Personality.
It's really and even one of the shitty characters who's meant to be shitty where he goes like, there's a line in the original Resident Evil 4 where he goes like, I see the president has equipped his daughters with ballistics as well. And then the daughter's like, how rude, you're a fucking asshole. Like, what do you mean? You suck, fuck you. And that's all God. Now he just says, oh, I'm not even kidding. That is the line they replaced it with.
The little person, I forgot his name.
No, that's Salazar. I'm talking about Luis, the guy, the slimy like ex-cop Spaniard who's in the dresser. Like he doesn't say anything now, and it's like, what the fuck
but
is
you
going
can still
on?
get your head cut off by
but you can still
chainsaw,
shoot
right?
Spaniards. The first scene in that game is still Leon Kennedy walking into a Spaniard's house without their consent, and he's like, "What are you doing in my house? I'm protecting my house. Get out of here!" And you kill him indiscriminately, and it's fine, and you do not elaborate any further. Like
he's all. I have to neutralize a hostile. I'm like, what do you? You
It's like I had no choice but to neutralize him, and it's like you broke into this man's house, and as he was trying to defend himself from the European invader, you shot his head until it popped.
Yo, man, it happens, bro. Look,
he can't flirt with the computer.
Can't flirt with that.
What happens is we're teetering towards that line of everyone's being a little too safe about things. Like there are lines. Obviously there are lines, you know?
Yeah.
But everyone's getting a little too safe about like, oh, you can't do this and you can't have your fans do like without villains, we're not gonna know who the heroes are exactly, you know?
I guess so.
For like people like Scar's a bad guy, and Scar goes out his way to show you he's a bad guy. If you start removing things like that, you're not gonna be able to tell stories the right way, you know? Like Green Goblin threw Gwen Stacy off a bridge and potentially he killed her or Peter killed her, you know? Imagine they make a new movie like from Spider-Man and they have that part and then it's just like Green Goblin's like, I really don't like you, Spider-Man. And then he just goes and he knocks Gwen Stacy's purse out of her hands. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? This isn't the same story. What's going on here?
I mean,
her purse breaks and it's like, I'm breaking up with you.
Spider-Man, you're a real big jerky pants. Get out of here.
And obviously, by the way, I'm exaggerating. Obviously, like there's no way we're going to get a Lion King movie where Mufasa abandons Simba because he's called silly by Scar. I'm just saying it's like it's just very weird that you can't have villainous characters associated with villainous imagery. Like especially like I feel like movies are so mature, right?
Well, the thing is, in America, that's not villainous exactly anymore. That's the thing.
The Confederate flag?
It's not. I don't even know if that's what's happening, though. I think it's like more trivial than that.
I hope so.
What? Because it's these little things that don't matter. It's these little, they don't matter. The only thing I'm starting to think about is who is. I'm thinking back to when the Mass Effect Legendary Edition came out. And there was a guy, I forgot his name. I wish I remembered it because I would love to, kind of shit on him. Because he was like, I don't understand these scenes showing Miranda Lawson's ass. Like, what is the point of this? And which is like one of the most asinine things you could say. You don't understand what is the point. I'm like, are you genuinely fucking with me that you don't know why this is a thing? Like he was saying it as if like, let's take these out because they don't make sense. I'm like, they make sense. Miranda has a juicy ass and they're showing it. And she's genetically modified to be extremely attractive. She says it herself, explaining that she has an advantage for everything. But it doesn't matter. I don't want to get into that. But I'm just saying that he took that out. It's like these people that are in charge of certain things are taking these things out that people are like, what are you doing? And it feels like with Grand Theft Auto could be the same thing. Somebody like that one dude could have been like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I want to take it out. And then it's taken out because who else does it affect? Just some fucking lunatic. Yeah, like that just has a position of power.
Yeah, like there's just no way anybody would have complained about it. I can't imagine that those people are real. And I feel like it's I understand. I know imaginary numbers. I get it, but
I'm saying who complained about Miranda's ass? Like really?
There's people out there, man.
It was celebrated. No, like who really? It was that ass was celebrated. That was like across the board. Everybody's seen that shit.
I've been done seeing it.
What's this nigga gonna say right now?
I could see it in that one scene where she's like being like, you know, I forget what she says, but she's like,
he's explaining something important to him. And
she's saying like, oh,
There's
my mother,
multiple
my fucking, my cousin Anne Frank was like just hiding, and it's just like, and then like during this like really, you know, heart-wrenching story, there's just like, it's just a hyper focus on her ass, and you see every pore, and you see the sweat, and you see like a fucking little bit of remnants of toilet paper and shit. It's like, ah, man, this is
you see the downward curvature into her lips.
Like she like literally like in 3 in the fucking like she's like talking about like, oh yeah, you know, my sister needs help and stuff, and then she's just spreading her ass cheeks, and I'm like,
that was weird.
It's a little inappropriate. But I mean, it's
Wait, she was spreading her ass cheeks in 3. Excuse me?
Yeah, she unzipped. Oh, you didn't play it, did you? You didn't finish it, did you?
I didn't finish 3 yet.
Yeah, you didn't get to the part where she unzips her jumper and like she's like, Shepard, I need your help, and then she just spreads her ass cheeks, and he's like, I'm listening. And his eyes are like this fucking big.
And then Shepard dives into it, and it's like that. It's like that level in Gears 2 where they all go inside the giant worm. It's like that.
Yeah.
But it's her fucking vagina.
And then Shepard's like, Dom!
Dom! Oh no, Dom squirting again! Dom squirting again!
God fucking damn it.
Dom squirting!
Dom and his fucking wife are in Miranda Lawson's ass.
Yeah, they gotta get him out, but Marcus can't stop squirting.
It's too slippery.
I hate this fucking character, man. I like squirting Marcus Phoenix is like a fucking specter that will not stop haunting this show.
It's fucking great.
I can't stop.
I got sent.
Squirt, Dom, I'm drowning.
I can't even do that voice right now because my throat is in shambles. But
that's right.
But
forgot you got no fight.
Anyway,
with
I don't know.
Johnson.
It's not. And by the way, like I just want to make it clear because apparently this needs to be made clear for some reason. I don't like the Confederate flag. I'm not a Confederate. I don't know if you knew that.
Speak for yourself, bro.
I didn't
speak for yourself.
I didn't join the South, and you know, I don't have like the South will rise again tattoo on my fucking scrotum or anything. But
4 years strong, baby.
I don't know. I just think it's fucking weird because I think video games are art, and I think it's just weird to censor them for people who just don't exist. I just think it's weird. And to me, it's like, and I understand this is exaggerative, but it's like when they would like chip the fucking genitals off of like the fucking statues in fucking Rome or whatever the fuck. And it's like, why the fuck? Just it's a statue, like fucking whatever.
No, it's a pee-pee.
They had such small genitals. That was the crazy thing. I was like, yo, their dicks are so tiny, bro.
Well, it was like
small dicks.
It was an aesthetic. It was an aesthetic, and you also need to keep in mind. I actually had a conversation with a lady friend of mine a long time ago where she didn't really understand how shriveled a piece can get if it's fucking cold. Like she didn't understand that. So like
the
seeing
cold can
like
very much affect you.
Yeah,
a cold will fucking make your balls fucking hug against your body and shrivel your piece all together. Like if you're genuinely like freezing. So I'm gonna say these statue motherfuckers are probably standing around not fucking pulling at themselves. Awkward as fuck. I mean, first of all, you're not going to be like, but also they also having a giant, because you obviously they could have just, hey, make me as well endowed as possible. They could have done that. So it's a part of the aesthetic, kind of like say in the medieval times, dude. Women fucking, it was all about that forehead, bro. Like the dudes loved women to have fucking big ass foreheads. That was the thing. Yeah, man. There's aesthetics.
That's a real true thing. If you read the history of like ancient Greece, you read about like these games where they would all like come on a woman's face, and it would be like a little race where they would like see whose cum could reach the eyes first. Yeah, because it was such a big forehead.
That's still a real game. I've played that game before. That's crazy.
Yeah, everybody's played that game.
Didn't you read Dante's Inferno? Like fucking, that's how it opens up.
This is why I think they drew up with small genitals because of the fact that they were all gay, and they're like, I got the smallest dick, I'm gonna hurt you the least when I fuck you. And I think that is
such an insane
the small genitals. That is my theory. I have the tiniest dick. I'm the best person. I'm the best person to be your husband to fuck you,
bro.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy to It's crazy to think that we live in a world where there were soldiers that would fuck each other to create brotherhood.
What?
So
that hasn't gone away, bro. That's not gone away.
Definitely true. They
Do
definitely.
you go to the Middle East and stuff where they're all Sharia lawed out? Like they're all fucking each other hardcore because they can't fucking because they can't do. It's. I mean, why are fucking the celibacy people and like the voodoo Catholic stuff with the robes and shit, and then they're just touching everything they can get their hands on. That's like the loopholes and shit.
We're treading on some dangerous ice.
Well, we tread. Well, who's gonna? Because we have these like really deeply fucking Italian fucking Vatican people listening to us, right?
We do.
We have the fucking the Pope listening to the Snark chat.
Our non-white Italian fans.
Hold on. I was actually gonna wait until the end of the episode to announce this, but like I received an email from Spotify today. We are the #1 podcast in the Vatican. Did you know that?
Could you imagine? We have the Pope as a guest on our podcast.
Dude.
That would be terrifying.
It would be terrifying because I would dig into him and then I'd be assassinated.
Why would you dig into him, bro? I would just say nigga twice.
Nah, man.
Say it twice. Say nigga twice.
Oh, okay. First, I would be nice. And then I would have to be, I can't, I'm sorry, dude. I can't let, there's too many weird things happening within the clergy shuffling around deviance, and I can't let it slide. I would have to go hard in the paint on him. I would.
Whatever do you mean?
And then the Vatican's and there's like you guys. I don't need to say anything.
Don't say
Everybody
anything.
knows what I'm talking
about.
about.
Don't say that. Don't say it because if you say it, it's going to bring
because
us,
the
and I don't want to
Vatican
deal with that.
The Vatican assassins will get us.
Yeah,
that's like there's people that actually. I was going to show you. Actually, I think maybe on the next N-word club. There's a song, the rapper Vinny Pass, he's Jedi Mind Tricks. He's just rapping as Vinny Pass. It's his own album. There's a song called End of Days, and it is the most filled conspiracy theory song. It's so good that I'm like, I want everybody to hear this shit. I'm gonna give you guys a sample where he says he knows about the skeletons on the moon and that Barack Obama was cloned in a test tube. That's a bar.
That's too much.
That's a bar. That's a fucking bar.
Yeah.
That's too much.
That's too much for our audience. I think there are skeletons on the moon, 100%. But like,
absolutely, definitely. That's where the fucking dogs and everything are. All those dogs they sent to space, the Cosmo Dogs.
Well, all the fucking Cosmo Dogs.
I mean, I guess if how many dogs? Sending dogs
we
to
probably
the moon?
we probably sent like millions of dogs into space.
I wouldn't
we
say millions.
Chimpanzees.
Dozens. Dozens.
It's easily been at least 200 million dogs.
We've sent chimps. We've sent hamsters. We've sent dogs and cats. Like no games. We've sent those animals up.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck we sent a dog up there. What the fuck is a dog gonna do in space other than die of starvation?
It's like that fucking it's that animal testing shit again.
Could you imagine if you sent a dog to space and it gained sentience? It being in space made its brain open up because it was so far out of its comfort zone that it was like, I understand things now. I get it.
I can't even imagine how that would work, but you go ahead and when you get yourself a dog, or you go talk to, I forgot Bo's. What if it reanimates Bo?
Whoa.
Bo? Bo's like, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Where's Barack?
Is he back as he was, or is he back as he is?
He's back as he was.
Okay.
If you're back as you are, then that's not fun because then you're just a zombie.
That's not gonna be fun. You're gonna be a corpse.
Yeah.
Corpse.
I don't want zombie.
I don't look so good.
Around.
He'd be that fucking ghost dog from Nightmare Before Christmas at this point.
He talks exactly like Barack Obama. Oh man, I can't wait to get home and talk to my my owner about bombing Syria some more.
Hey Obama, I'm home. Oh wow, Bo, you're back. How you doing? I missed you.
I missed you quite a bit more, Bo. Let's go talk about ruining what's his name? Ruining Bernie Sanders' chance at becoming president. Let's go. Let's go talk to the Democratic Party and get that out of here.
He did do that. That is real.
He did. That's true.
That is a very real thing.
That's a fact, Democrats.
Obama
Suck it, libtards.
Obama is the smoothest. Like, do you know No Name? Like, she's
the
like
rapper. Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, so she like says a bunch of shit on Twitter that's like shut the fuck up, but like one time I was actually like I almost stood up and applauded because Obama went back to fucking Michigan and he fucking shot a 3-pointer and stuff. It was during COVID and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
and people
yeah.
were all like, "Oh yeah." And she fucking went hard in the paint on him about, you know, the poison fucking water and Flint and all this shit. And I was just like, thank you for not forgetting, like not letting this fucking war criminal off the hook, because people keep doing these cool little things like, remember Michelle shared a fucking some food with war criminal Bush and it's so adorable, and I'm like,
Yeah.
would you? Why can't I'm gonna try that? I'm going to kill a bunch of people in Minecraft and then fucking just like do something really adorable, like pet some puppies and see if people forget about it.
It's not the same. It's not the same for you. You just a random bitch ass nigga. It's not gonna be the same for you.
Yeah.
You're not a fucking rich person. You're just some black guy who's gonna go fucking kill
You're
people
not
and then
OJ.
end up shot and dead.
You're not OJ Simpson who like will like set up an iPhone on a weird tripod, drive up to it in a golf cart, and then hold up a picture of him and Michael Jackson being like, I knew Michael Jackson, and then drive away, and everybody's
And
like,
then drive
oh,
away real quick."
OJ.
There is something lovable about OJ Simpson though. You gotta be.
Oh my
real.
god!
Oh my God.
I don't forgive him. But
You're an OJ.
there's things about him. I'm not a sympathizer. I'm an understander of the situation.
You're literally a Simpson simp. You're an OJ Simpson. You're an OJ
bro,
simp.
You're a Simpson.
Nah, dude. I
You're
just
a Simpson.
understand. I just think everything about that time is so magic. It's just so like
This is, by the way, this is the 9th time you've gone off on this tangent in the last
I'm
like.
sorry. But he's pretty much if Aragorn in the very beginning of Lord of the Rings went against Sauron.
God.
Like no prep, no nothing.
You talk.
and then
You
he
talk.
won somehow.
You talk about OJ Simpson like a child talks, like a 7-year-old talks about Spider-Man when he meets him at Disney World. Like
exactly.
it is the
'Cause it's like,
strangest.
I can't believe this. I can't believe this is true.
I mean, I can't believe it either. I will be honest, but it's more of a like, I just wish he had humility. You know, he's like, holy fuck, I can't believe I got away with it. I'm going to just lay low for life. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to get on Twitter and you're all going to hear my takes about just everyday life. And I'm going to be in your fucking face as much as possible.
Bro, he goes to celebrity parties and shit, bro. He goes to like parties where like celebs are like rubbing shoulders. People like he hasn't been exempted from like white society. They still let him hang out with that. And it's just like,
he's the juice, man. Like, he was just
he's the slayer.
Naked
He's the
gun,
doom slayer.
fucking like he just like people. It's pretty fucked up. Yeah, like you can be. I mean, look at. People make a good point about Michael Jackson, right? Because it's there's the whole allegations, whatever, blah blah blah. But it's just like if there were that many allegations about any of us, doesn't matter if we did it or not.
Yeah, totally.
We're completely done. But then Michael Jackson, like, oh, dude, but have you heard Thriller? And that's all it takes. Like. Thriller, and he's
I'm one of those people, bro.
Yeah.
It's sad to say, like you can't tell me "You Rock My World" ain't a fucking slapping song, bro. It's
I mean, look, it's
did.
Yeah,
cannot
it really
stop.
does
I can
make
separate
it
the art from
all.
the
It
artist.
really does make it all okay.
It makes
It really does soften the blow.
So,
you know? It's
so
like,
if Hitler put out like some of the dopest music, then what?
I mean,
if we dug through Hitler's like. We found a bunker.
Yeah.
We dug through his shit.
he was a
found
SoundCloud
like-
rapper. He has like all these like.
like he had ideas about SoundCloud before SoundCloud came out. He's like, one day there's gonna be streaming services.
Yeah. And he, like,
Yo,
he has an
what?
EP.
Oh my! What if Hitler invented hip hop, dude?
That
That
is
would kill me. That would hurt me. That would hurt me more than you guys can understand.
what the fuck are we talking about?
If Hitler was like the person, like he was in, like after he gassed a bunch of Jews, like right afterwards,
Oh my
he went in his
God.
office and he was like, he put on some headphones. He was like,
Can you imagine?
I think.
Hold on. Can you imagine Hitler doing this? Like, can you really imagine that? Like, that is so fucking alien to me that I can't even Photoshop that in my head.
Could you imagine?
Done
the
my
first
Sennheisers
verse of
up. Done my Sennheisers up. Done them
Could you
up.
imagine the first verse from Shook Ones by infamous Mobb Deep was actually written by Adolf Hitler? That would be something I would have to leave the country.
You know what though? For real? You know what though? For real? Celebrities do kind of get a pass for killing people.
Oh,
like
yes,
it's kind of like Matthew Broderick and Caitlyn Jenner and
Caitlyn Jenner.
And
there's definitely more.
Mark
There's definitely
Wahlberg
more.
Almost.
Yeah, Mark
really
Wahlberg.
hate crime.
Mark Wahlberg just straight up beat
Assaulted
a Vietnamese man's eyes out, and he's Sully in Uncharted. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's just like, if you're famous, you kind of get, like, even if you don't really do anything of supreme value, like Mark Wahlberg, like, I mean, like, really, like, what?
Hey, he had Calvin Klein commercial about talking about to help protect you from AIDS.
Yeah,
that's true.
He
Very
what
good.
did he make? What movie he was in that was good? He was in Boogie Nights. That's a good movie.
No, dude, he was in a lot of good shit. I'm gonna be like,
he's never been an integral part.
Right.
He's never
right,
like,
you're right.
It's not like a like DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street.
Like
you know what I mean?
The Departed. Like, I loved his part, but somebody else could have played him.
Oh man, where do we even go from here? We could. So there's one more thing we could talk about. It could be a little bit heavy, so I'll give you guys the option not to talk about it.
What, the Fauci dog shit?
Yeah, I don't know.
What happened exactly?
People are. Are you familiar with this, Derek? Have you been like checking in on this?
I saw fucking. I only familiar with it because I saw John Tron fucking tweet about it, and I was like, "What? Get the?" I'm like, I was like, I see. Okay, I was like, all right.
Yeah,
he pops into. Go ahead, please continue.
So
just go.
I guess there is something about Dr. Fauci that's come out where he oversaw or he like signed off on like I don't know what the fuck exactly his relationship is to it, but I guess he
personally
he
rolled up his sleeves.
He personally rolled up his sleeves and fisted a couple dogs and used them as hand puppets. No. But it is fucked up. Like, it is like there's like animal testing that goes on in these labs, and apparently they found out something like they would do animal testing on beagles, and they would like remove their vocal cords so they couldn't bark because their barking was annoying. They had like they would inject them with like parasites or like bugs or something, or like some flesh-eating thing, some crazy fucking thing. I don't know why. Animal testing is really fucked up, right?
Of course it is.
I hate this is gonna sound really cruel. I when I look at a dog, I feel sunshine, you know, like it could be the darkest day on the planet. I could have just lost someone I care about, but the bark and the wag of a tail and the lick of a dog on my cheek, a little lick on my cheek, it makes my day better, you know? It helps me endure. But you gotta understand that a lot of things that we have in this world, like scientifically, a lot of the shit we've gotten to is because we use animals. We cannot immediately test things on people because
we could, but we can't.
To say,
no, we could, but we can't.
Life is worth more than an animal's. It is. I'm sorry.
Well, it's look at even if people volunteer, we still can't do inhumane testing on them.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Laws.
Like even though it would be much more beneficial because there's people that would totally sign up for it. Give this money to my family or whatever, but we can't do it. So we have to use animals. As fucked up as it is, it's like as of right, what's the alternative? What the fuck can you do? We're in such a weird thing about it. Dude. We have one of the best inventions in the world, the microwave, from fucking with hamsters.
Yeah,
simple. Like it's just like what.
Yeah, what was that again? It was like we were trying to like cryogenically freeze things and thaw them out, right?
They successfully even did it too. It's just that, you know,
and then thaw things, and we found out that we can amplify the waves.
Yeah, that's how we got it from there, which is awesome. But it's like, yeah, then they thought they could do it to people, but it's like, we're too big. But yeah, but it's a very because like if you were to say like, hey, they're testing on salamanders, people would just go, you know,
yeah,
like,
nobody would care.
It's dogs.
But it's like, oh my god, it's Snoopy. They're testing on Snoopy. Yeah, like, that's the problem.
It's Tobey Maguire from Cats and Dogs. It's like
open up their.
Why do you know all the fucking dog and the animal movies? What's going on here?
What do you mean?
He is. He's the beagle. He's Max.
No, but like I don't know any. You were like fucking. Oh, that's a Shaggy Dog. That's the fucking Coke Allen. You're like that's the Shaggy Dog.
You were like
you're like. Have you seen? No, I hate them all. They all suck.
You've never seen?
I hate.
Yeah, well, I am an expert.
I hate those movies.
I am an animal movie expert. I've seen every episode of Wishbone, every episode of 100 Good Deeds for Eddie McDowd, every single remake of the Shaggy Dog, which, by the way, is a film trope, which is how often that thing has fucking been made.
Are you serious?
And yeah, it's a Shaggy Dog. Like there are types of movies called Shaggy Dog movies, and I forget what the exact trope is.
Wow,
it's a man. It's an asshole man gets turned into a dog. They don't spend time with their family.
Asshole man.
I know that thing too. It's really bad.
Shaggy Dog movie. Hold on, I'm actually curious. Term.
So am I, because I actually didn't know this.
Shraggy.
Oh my god, what the fuck is
Shraggy?
Damn it, I don't know how to search for a Shaggy Dog Story. Its original sense, a Shaggy Dog Story or yarn is an extremely long-winded anecdote characterized by extensive narration of typically irrelevant incidents and terminated by an anticlimax. So basically, like the end of the movie is going to be, oh, he's a person again. You know what I mean? Like that's like the fucking Shaggy Dog Story.
You already know what's gonna happen before you fucking watch it.
Yeah, or just like the ending is just super anticlimactic. Like a lot of Norm Macdonald's jokes are kind of like Shaggy Dog stories because they just like they meander and they just like kind of, and then they end up in just like really it's just like these fucking stupid punchlines that are fucking wonderful. But I don't know, man. Like I understand the visceral reaction to wanting to protect a dog.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I think I'm very cognizant of the fact that a dog is an animal, and it's an animal that we care a lot about because we spend a lot of time around them. But we live here. Yeah, we live here where they're loved and cared for as equals sometimes. It's fucking really creepy. But
what do you mean really creepy?
Like you have like a dog sitting at the table and then you go like, oh, look at my son, and it's like, all right, fucking
oh yeah, like oh, I'm a cat mom. It's like, bitch,
like this is my son.
People that'll straight up make out with their dogs and shit.
Okay,
yeah,
fucking. I don't know about. I've let my dog lick my face. Like I don't mind if my dog licks my face.
That's not making. That's not making out though. That your dog's licking your face. I'm saying making like people are like fucking tongue action with their dogs, like straight up.
That's so fucking disgusting.
All right, let's
that's not even respectful to the fucking dog.
Oh yeah, that's the worst. That's the worst thing we fucking talked about so far.
Change your fucking life,
like, let's
dude.
calm down. It's not that bad.
All right, let's calm down, Shane Dawson.
Close. Get warmer.
We gotta calm down a little bit,
bro. Look, all I'm gonna say is this, man. Animals' lives are important, you know, and we shouldn't be brutal to them, you know. We shouldn't be brutal to them for no right cause, you know. Like we kill animals and we eat them. The vast majority of people eat meat, you know. Like you're gonna bitch about that. Once you start bitching about one thing, it's a cascading effect, and you got to start cleaning up a lot of shit. You know,
that to me is like the big kind of thing in this argument, where like a lot of people who are like complaining about this dog thing, as fucked as it is, by the way, no one's arguing that it isn't fucked.
They're eating a double bacon cheeseburger as they're fucking reading that shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like you're at a certain point.
Have you seen someone kill a fucking cow sometime? I've seen it personally.
Yeah.
That shit is, they get big ass logs sometimes and they clout the fucking cow up until they die.
It is genuinely fucking upsetting. And like, the thing is, it's like you can't, the people complaining about this are really just like looking for like a morally retroactive excuse to not take the vaccine, which is like, fine. If you really want to find an excuse not to take the vaccine, fine. Fair enough. But I think the issue here is that it's so situational, and you didn't care about animal rights before this. I know, because I don't really give a shit about animal rights, because I eat bacon all the fucking time. I eat burgers all the fucking time. I get myself some ice cream every now and then, and I'm totally fucking fine with the horrific situations that they put those animals in.
I'm totally fine.
I'm not morally happy about it, but I'm not going to go out and then suddenly like commit to this massive change where the rest of my life is now meatless just because I hate the way they make it. And if you're going to complain about this, then you gotta be consistent about it. You know, like it's upsetting what they do to these animals. But
I'm like, dude, don't go to Southeast Asia. I'm just telling you, don't step
foot in there. Don't go to the Caribbean, bro. Don't go to the fucking Caribbean, bro. Don't go to
a
not
lot
here.
Of
don't leave America.
Don't
Canada.
go out of the Western world
Yeah.
Like Western
go to
Europe's kind of
Mexico
pretty
and
much
you'll
on the
see some
same
fuck
thing.
shit.
Can
go
you?
to
Would you?
Mexico
Would
and
you?
shit.
Would you guys eat a dog?
No, not knowingly. Never.
I would.
Never knowingly.
If I didn't have to, no, because like say even something that I eat normally like beef, I don't really want to eat the tongue, but I was tricked, and then I was just kind of like, oh, because my friend was like, oh, hey, try these tacos, and I had it, and he's like, what is this, a lengua? And I was like, oh shit, and I was like, well, it's good, but I don't want to do it again.
If
like he also made me try stomach, and that was disgusting.
I can imagine that being gross. But can you like let's say you're in like a different country, right? And they serve you a meal. And it's like they go like, "Hey, this is just so you know, this is dog meat."
Like after I'm done eating it, or
no, like before you're about to eat it.
I'm like, oh, I'd rather not have this. Thank you. Is there anything else I can eat?
I think I'd be like, "Is this like what's it like?" I'd be like, "How's the flavor? What is it? What is it like? What do you season this with? Are you use adobo on this? What are you doing? Are you
using adobo? What country are you in?
I couldn't do it.
I always bring adobo with me wherever I go.
Oh, you're one of those people?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're like Hillary Clinton in her fucking hot sauce?
Yeah.
You got to bring adobo with you, bro. You got to. If you don't get it, Derek, you're fucking. You're.
Yeah, I don't get it. No, I see. Yeah, I bring. I'm just a little simpler. I keep.
I bring a live round to every.
All I need is onion and herb. That's all I need.
It's like, so much more.
Why do you have that in arm's reach?
This is my adobo.
God
this
damn!
Shit
I was just fucking
goes
joking.
hard in the paint, son. It's
Holy
so good.
Shit! All right,
this is all you need: just a few herbs and some onion. Like it'll make anything taste good.
That's true.
So
onion is the gratifier, but I couldn't eat a dog. You know, I don't know. Like I've confined my
man.
secrets to my dog.
Dash,
you know?
What about a cat? What about a cat?
Oh, I wouldn't eat. I for a different reason. I wouldn't eat a cat because I don't like cats enough to eat them.
Cats just seem like they taste gross. They look like they taste gross.
I kind of agree with that.
I think like cats in general, like say tiger and lion and all that shit, like you don't really hear people saying like, oh, I love that type of meat.
Yeah, they don't eat them because one predators don't taste good. I'm pretty sure.
I'm think
pretty
that's
sure, like
kind
scientifically
of
they don't taste good.
Yeah,
and then two, like you know,
it's
like,
fucked up. I hear humans taste like rabbit, like kind of on a sweeter side.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
I've heard that multiple times from you know they'll interview cultures that obviously shouldn't. Yeah. And then they'll be like, well, and I was like, damn, man, they still find some of these cultures around, and I guess they got to respect them or whatever and leave them alone. And I'm like, dude, that's weird.
I remember one of the interviews, the guy was talking to one of the cannibals. He was like, the guy was like, if you don't shut up, I'll eat you. He said that to the reporter. I would have pulled out my gun, I would have shot him, and I would have gotten a car and left.
Dude, you know how like horror movies don't like really affect me or you guys or anything.
Yeah.
But one thing that kind of fucked with me, and I might have mentioned this before on the podcast. I watched Green Inferno, which is basically about what we're just talking about. They crash land and then they, you know, there's cannibal fucking forest people start eating them and shit. And like the first one was this heavy set dude, and the screams he was making when they like pulled out his tongue and shit and like fucked with his eyes. I was like, I'm pretty sure somebody researched what this would actually sound like, because it was such a sound that I'm like, I don't know how you make this sound unless you actually do this to somebody, and it's still in my head. It like I hate thinking about it because I'm like,
you, bro.
It did. It was almost the same way when I first heard that. Remember when everybody was it was like in 2004, I think everybody was circulating around that the terrorist sawing the dude's head off, the army dude or whatever.
I saw that. I saw
like
that video.
You hear him like groaning, and you hear I still hear that, and I'm like, God damn it!
The gargle sound of the blood, man. That sound will never leave my fucking head.
Yeah, it's still here.
So
It
painful.
pisses me off. But I'm like, there's that stupid movie had the same effect, even though it's a fucking movie. Because I'm like, dude, the sound that he makes, and I'm like, tell me you've ever heard a person, because it reminded me of like, you know, the difference between a pig being scared and a pig being slaughtered. There's a very big difference in the yeah. It was like that. The guy made a pitch that I was like, I was like, I didn't like that at all. Now go watch it.
You hear a dog get hurt, and you hear that whimper sound, and I think like evolutionarily, like that sound bothers us as like humans. Like we hear that sound, and we're like, we have to help it. Like, what's going on? Or our friend needs our help.
Yeah, it's like a dog whistle. You know?
Yeah, in a non-political way.
in a non-political way.
I fucking guess.
Everything's a dog whistle nowadays. Oh, that hat you're wearing, it's a dog whistle. I don't know for what, but
Yeah, I don't know.
it's leading somebody to somewhere.
Yeah, whatever fucking green and yellow means. I'm sure it's some Irish nationalist party or some fucking shit.
Oh my gosh, I love the nationalist vibe. It's so
What if some
lit.
Irish guy walks up to you in the street and he's like, "Welcome, brother. We are coming back.
Why does he
We
sound
will
like
return." I don't know, because he sounds some
That's
shitty
how
part of
Gaelics
Ireland.
talk, right? That's how Gaelics talk, right?
I mean, in a cartoony way, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. I can practice.
Jos afflundi in your vidigalat video sibledovline ranun. You know,
Is that some real Gaelic bullshit?
That's real. It's real Gaelic. I don't know what it means. I probably like chanted a fucking deity into existence. But let's move on to some fucking questions, huh? Let's move on to some.
Yeah, let's do it.
Some questions from our patrons.
All the questions.
Who support us over at patreon.com/thesnarktank. Okay, cross-eyed trans girl wrote in. Hey guys, hope you're all having a lovely day, night, whatever time it is for you. Name something obscure that you really appreciate. Let your inner hipster out. Could be an album, a video game, or a movie, Klonoa for PS2, TV show, whatever. So that's from Cross-Eyed Trans Girl. Thank you so much for your
mine is easy.
Cross-eyed trans girl.
Mine is easy.
What?
Swords, bro. I fucking appreciate swords in such a ridiculous degree. I love them.
Not really obscure.
I mean, to the degree in which I look at them, it's kind of obscure, you know?
How many swords you own? You own any swords, nigga?
I don't own any swords, unfortunately, because my grandmother. I lived with my grandmother. She was like, "Don't bring a fucking sword in my house." And I live with roommates that play too much, so I'm like, I don't want a sword. I don't want a real sword anywhere near anyone that could get hurt.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You should not carry. You remember Jalen with his sword when we lived with Jalen? He would just like spin that thing around.
He stabbed my laptop. He stabbed my laptop, and I was like, I guess it's broken now.
I do remember that. He fucking shattered it with a sword.
Wow.
And I was like, what the fuck,
I forgot that happened entirely.
I was like, what? Why'd you do that? He was like, my bad, man. I wasn't even mad at him. I was just like, dude, just chill.
Yeah, just chill. That laptop was pretty bro. That laptop was pretty fucked though.
It was pretty fucked, but like it was gone now. No.
Yeah. That's fucking funny. I was listening. I was like on TikTok the other day, and somebody brought up a pretty good point where it's like swords are pretty cool, but like the question was like, are swords cool? And your answer would be yes.
Of course, yeah, they're cool.
Of course. But are people who own swords cool? No.
Typically no.
Typically not.
Yeah,
typically not.
No. Every sword person that I follow on YouTube, massive nerds and they're balding. Like it's for some reason.
Yeah, that's one. And then there's one guy. There's one guy that's not. There's this young Asian actor who's like a proper like swordsman. And he's cool as shit. He does like back handsprings, and he's cool. And he's like,
oh no, he's a nerd.
Cool.
He's
definitely a nerd. At least he's fucking practicing Bushido. You know, like no pussy getting person is gonna do that. You know,
that's what we're talking about.
Like no person that be getting fucking hip lips is gonna fucking become a samurai. You know.
Yeah,
but still, it's still pretty cool. Like I think they're really,
it's
really
a great point.
Can the chat? I keep saying the chat because I streamed a lot in the last few days. Can the audience remind me of? Because I there's no way I made this up, unless I'm starting the habit of lying to myself about fake shows that exist, which would be like a really counterproductive thing for me to do. But like God knows it's possible.
Pretty bad.
I swear to God, I saw this show once. Or like this YouTube video detailing the life of this dude who was like, he walked around with a sword and then he like sailed to an island with his sword to train, but he was a fucking nerd, so he drowned and died. I swear to God, this is a real story, and it's all coming back to me right now. Please, somebody listening, send it to me if this is real. I swear to God, I didn't make this up.
It sounds vaguely familiar, but it might be some type of Mandela thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I'm trying to remember if I made this up to amuse myself or if this is real. Sword guy drowns, maybe?
It sounds somewhat like familiar, but I don't know, man.
I don't know. It's got to be like something. Anyway, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's actually dead. Rest in peace. But you know, I don't. To something obscure. I don't know. Fuck. I'm trying to think of like anything like media wise that I think that I consume that's obscure, and I can't. I don't know if I can really.
Jazz. I listen to jazz music still. You know, like people.
I think the only thing is, I think the only thing I can think of is, I truly believe that it's called different. It's a different name depending on where you live, but the U.S. version, the American version, is the Illusion of Gaia on SNES, and I think that game. I preach the gospel of that game and say it is. Oh, you like A Link to the Past, right? I'm like, it's fucking way better. It's way better than that game in every way imaginable. Story is fucking great. There's like, it's like what do you call it when it's like fake history? You know, it's like, because there's like real places. You go to like real places.
It's alternate history?
Oh, it's like, yeah, it's like an alternate history thing. And then fucking, it's just the gameplay, the fight. It's so much more intricate and just a smart fucking game, charming in every way possible. It's the soundtrack, fucking awesome. Everything about this game is so fucking charming. And I'm like, guys, I need this game to be. It's one of those things that I always come back to, and I feel like a Jehovah's Witness where I want to knock on people's door and be like, hey, yo, you should fucking check this shit out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because yeah, that's definitely like, holds up.
That's like me with it's like me with Bloody Roar 2. Like those, like the Bloody Roar games. That's not like a popular franchise at all. Like, people don't know about Bloody Roar really. Like if you mentioned Bloody Roar to like your average like person who I hate saying gamer because it's such a shitty fucking term.
Me too.
But like your average video game enthusiast probably does not know what Bloody Roar is because it's just not. It hasn't been relevant for a very long time, and it was like it really like exploded on PS1, and that was even then it like didn't really get too big. But Bloody Roar has like
Bloody Roar's so good.
So much weight behind it for a 3D fighter, especially back then, that like is still impressive to me. Where like just the way that you could like sway into people and knock them like through the ring, and like they would go like, and just the sound design was so crisp and like very like. There's something about the sound design of Bloody Roar 2 specifically. That's the one that I remember playing a lot of.
Bloody Roar 2 is a fucking amazing fighting game.
2 is such a good game, man.
Remember we played it like when we were moving out of the first place in Burbank. That was
such a good game.
In fucking sane how good that game was. But
that game's great. I would fucking kickstart for that shit to be like, hey, because I think it was Hudson or some shit. I'd be like,
bro.
Yeah, I'd be like, whoever has the rights to this shit, can we like, I will start a thing because I would love to get like even what they're just doing to the definitive edition of GTA, just on that level. I would be like, could you guys just fucking just smooth it out? Because it has one of the most. I'm such a fan of like intricate combos and not like say Mortal Kombat they just at a certain point they were just like we're just juggling from now on. Like pretty much when they got to MK11. They're not MK11, sorry, MK9. When they got to the ninth one and they rebooted it, it was just all about juggling. Basic 3-hit combos and then juggle to get long combos. But I like the games like Bloody Roar, where you can do like 20 hits by just linking shit together. You can fucking start off as your human form and then you transform and continue the combo and then into like your finishing type of your hyper thing, whatever you do. And it's just like, I loved taking time to learn that shit. And then like I remember the combos and stuff. I'm like it's burned in my fucking head.
Yeah,
where
I love the character. The character designs in that game too were fucking really cool. Like I loved Stun, the fucking mummy mosquito.
Yeah,
I love that game too. I always loved when I was younger. I was always a huge fan of like animals and like people that had animal powers. Like my first character I played as in Mortal Kombat was Nightwolf. Because I thought Knife was cool. Like, oh, he turned into a wolf after he wins and then he leaves, you know? Or he calls crows down. Like, that is always cool to me. I always thought animal-human hybrids were cool. That's why I loved werewolves. Why I thought people that turned into vampires were, like, cool as shit, you know? And then, like, I hit, like, my teens and I was like, oh, furries stole this.
Yeah, they
completely bogarted this market. And now if I ever admit that anthropomorphic humans are cool, I want to fuck one and I'm a deviant. And I'm just like, You guys are monsters. If Bloody Roar came back, the furry community would have a renaissance, bro.
Yeah,
you guys.
You know what? You guys were fucking.
I think it'd be worth it.
Wait, what are you gonna say? Oh, you think it'd be worth it? Would be
I think it'd be worth it. I think
okay.
Bloody Roar is that good that I would tolerate furries championing it as like one of the, like, hey, look at our fucking game. I'd be like, whatever, man. If it's Bloody Roar and it's as good as Bloody Roar 2 was, which chances are being realistic probably won't be, but
it could be.
It could be, but like, I mean, Bloody Roar after 2 was never really as good as 2, like ever. But
I thought the third one was good, but it
3
got
was
bad
all right.
But by the way,
it was all right, but they also nerfed the blood so much.
Yeah, it was barely bloody anymore. But
it's called Bloody Roar.
Guess who owns Bloody Roar?
Who? Microsoft?
No, Konami. So you're never seeing that shit.
Oh, that's the worst. That literally couldn't be the worst thing. Wow.
Like, it really couldn't. It really could not be worse. It really like
be in the hands of someone that would like. It's like it's better off it being lost, like the fucking Deep Sea Scroll or something like that.
Wow.
Like, it's just never getting made now.
Like, no one knows who owns it somehow. Like, all the paperwork is gone. It's like, do you own this? It's like nobody knows who owns it. It's just like it's just publicly owned.
Do we want to risk it making it and then getting sued, or you want to just not do it? And they're just like, let's just not do it. I don't want to get sued.
I wonder if Tetris is publicly owned. It must be,
I
right?
think by now it might be,
because like nobody.
Yeah, like who? I don't even remember who. Like I can't even think of like a starting screen saying like who made it or anything.
It's just a guy. The Tetris was made by just some random dude in the Soviet Union. Like some fucking
Russian cat.
Yeah.
Some Russian guy.
It was obviously Russian. It was Russian as fuck.
Yeah.
But like I just didn't.
It is?
Tetris
is Russian as fuck? I don't know if it is or not.
Absolutely.
The music,
dude, the music is fucking like super czar shit.
Yeah, it's super czar shit. Also, like if you look at the original Game Boy, the original cartridge for Tetris, it is just stereotypical Russian buildings. Like strewn
and the B side of the because you know the original song, and then there's like the B side song, which is just the most Russian thing ever. Like
it's
so, because that's the default. Okay. And then there's a fucking like straight up like if you were to put like say I think B version, I forgot, I don't know the words that you would put because I'm trying to think on the fly, but if you put like the second tracker, I don't know what you would say to look it up, so then you can let me see. Tetris.
It's B-side.
Second. Yeah, I said B-side at first. Music 2 popped up.
Yeah, Music 2 or Song B or something. They didn't give a shit. By the way, I was wrong. I guess that like it's the start screen that I'm thinking of because the cover is literally just fucking.
Yeah.
It's literally just Tetris. I'm looking through my Game Boy games.
From
and it's
Russia
fucking
with
weird.
fun.
It's very Russian.
I have the Empire Strikes
Russian.
Back for fucking Game Boy. What the fuck?
You do?
I can imagine how shit that game is.
It's really garbage. I remember playing it. A very distinct memory of playing Empire Strikes Back for the fucking Game Boy in a car, like driving to like a hotel in Arizona. I was like a child in the backseat, and it was nighttime, and I had to use the fucking the little squiggly lamp light thing just to see.
Oh my God.
Because that was before backlights.
That light was so fucking ass, dude.
It sucked so much because it was just all you saw was the light reflected in the screen. So you had to like
let me use his, and it wasn't even helpful. I was like, I don't even want this.
It was the dumbest fucking shit, but it did work. Kind of, we tolerated it.
I can't believe it took to Game Boy Advance, the SP version, to finally put the backlight.
Dude, even phones didn't have it back then.
It's crazy. It's because they would build like say a radio in a car, and then you can have that light within your system, like that's lighting up your dashboard and other things. And I'm like, well, how do you get? I know you guys know how to do this. What's happening?
But they can't. But that's connected to like a giant car. They have a lot of room for that.
Well, I don't know how much it. I mean,
you ever seen
whatever.
how small a backlight is in
yeah.
a Game Boy SP? Because I've broken SPs and I saw it, and the backlight's like a little thing.
I understand that it's a little
thing.
I understand that it's a little thing, but but there must be a reason why they did. Like, it's not like they had that technology and were just like, we're not gonna do it. Like, there's no reason why they would just stop or like not do it, because even every single electronic back then just didn't have it. Cell phones didn't have it at the time. They had like a lot of cell phones had like the green original
green
Game Boy
color,
like
yeah.
background.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember when Video Now came out, and they didn't even have backlight, and they were in fucking black and white. So it's like insane. Like it was probably around that time where Game Boy Advance SP came out, where like that just became like an affordable thing. Because that's when I remember starting to see them more often. Because that's when the Video Now Color came out, and the ad had a backlight, and something happened around 2003, 2002, that like revolutionized backlight technology, or something.
Like, this should have a light inside of it. Because I think they were like, oh, kids aren't going to play video games at nighttime. No one wants to do that. And they didn't put it in there. And I'm just like, it's like 8 a.m. It's like 8 p.m. My grandma's put me to bed. Like, I want to play some video games before I got to go to sleep.
Wow, bro.
And
so Tetris is owned by Tetris Holding LLC.
Oh, wow.
It's based in Nevada and is owned by Hank Rogers, Alexei
Of course.
Pezhitnov, who's the guy who originally made it, and Blue Planet Software, whatever the fuck that is. The company is the exclusive licensee of Tetris Holding, the company that owns Tetris World. So they own the IP and they license it off to other developers. So I guess that guy's making money, thank God. Because I was thinking too, because that's like, man, imagine you build one of the most perfect video games ever made, right? And you're a fucking Soviet. So you can't own it. That fucking sucks.
You gotta leave. You gotta leave that place. Like, well, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here for a little bit.
Wonder if it says.
I would say Tetris Effect is one of the best games I played in a long time. Like, I got addicted to that game for a little bit.
Tetris Effect is great.
I was playing it like for hours a day. Like, I might play that when I'm done like talking to you guys.
Tetris is just a really good game, man. I love Tetris.
I'm gonna torture myself and play KOTOR.
Oh man. On PC?
Yeah,
I just
like it's. I mean, I already I started. I did a lot of it. I put like about an hour or so, a little more than an hour, just to prime it for PC, and it's still barely okay.
Yeah,
so bad on PC.
Like I had to download. Okay, I got some cracked launcher. Fucking download all these mods and all this shit to just soup it up and make it like at least functional. For and windowed and all, just so much stupid shit that's not in the game. It's so fucking stupid.
The game is not built like it plays better on console, but like
way better. When I played
console,
it on
it's not
Xbox
better
One,
either.
you know, that shit was like at least fucking I jumped into the game and it worked properly, no problems. Like
at least save. I couldn't save on freaking on computer. I would try to save and it would hiccup, and I'm like, well, fuck this.
I had a problem where, so I got killed by the Rancor, right? The first one, the encounter, but my character wouldn't die. He would pop right back up and then die again. And then I was like, what's happening? The cool thing was, because I just want to see if I can kill the Rancor. I knew I couldn't because I didn't have enough shit. But then I remembered, I'm like, wait, I might have enough grenades. And since I wouldn't properly die, I would stand right back up and throw a grenade and then die again. But then I had to like reload it anyway, so it didn't matter. Because it's just crazy. I should have. I don't know why I didn't screenshot that shit. I didn't record it because it was wild, dude.
You know that?
Pretty cool.
There's a fight party after we got to fight some giant alien like in a sewer area, like right after you meet right after you save the Wookiee.
Yeah, that's the Rancor. Yeah.
Is it the Rancor? I beat it. I beat it, and I cheated by beating because I put mines all over the floor. So I would step into a mine, get confused, walk into another mine, blow up, get confused by the other one, and I beat it. And I leveled up like 4 times, and I was way too high level for the game. And it was like, nice. I'm just gonna go through this, raping everybody's face.
Oh, dude, I'm just going to max out everything next time I play, and I'm gonna be like I'm just gonna swipe at people and kill everyone. So
I fucking love that game. It's a masterpiece. Yeah. It's just very old. It's very
dude,
old.
I can't wait to try out the remaster, dude. That's gonna be fucking awesome. All right, we gotta do more questions, bro. We gotta
I forgot.
We keep spending way too much time on one goddamn question.
Texas Tater Salad wrote in. He says, "Howdy, whacker and wackest. In the age of the baby shield pod,
from Death Stranding and the Jotun toaster from Destiny. What is the strangest piece of video game merchandise y'all have seen? Bonus point if it is official. The first thing that came to mind was that fucking chainsaw controller for Resident Evil 4. You guys remember that thing? That was like, it was shaped like a controller. Mm-hmm. If you Google it, you'll find it. It is the weirdest fucking thing. It's like the worst thing you could possibly play that game with. But
there's like a human looking PS2 controller, I think, or
made of flesh.
It's not made of flesh, but it looks like it's made of flesh. And
that's what disgusting. I mean. Obviously, it's not made of real.
Then why'd you say made of flesh? You said it looks like it's made. Why would you say made of flesh?
Because that's what you're talking about. You're talking about the controller that looks like it's made of flesh.
Yes, but you said made of flesh. It's like, no, it's not made of flesh. It looks like it is. There's probably one that's made of flesh. Probably get on the dark web.
Yeah, probably.
Virgin skin.
Yeah, I remember seeing this fucking thing.
It's disgusting. It makes you sick.
This thing's so stupid. What is wrong? What's wrong with Nintendo?
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm looking at there's this chainsaw. There's like a lot of chainsaw stuff, and I'm looking at a GameCube, like Resident Evil 4 type
weird
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the only one that comes to mind.
I put in chainsaw. It pulled up a few different things, and sorry, I was having kind of a thing, and then in my head, and then I'm like, what's wrong with Nintendo?
Oh, that fucking GameCube controller that had a keyboard in the middle of it. You remember that?
Yeah, that one was ridiculous.
It's just a straight up keyboard, but it was like the size of a computer keyboard, like proper. That you could write documents effectively on it.
What is that useful for? I'm looking at the chainsaw PS2 controller, and it's like, how the fuck do you use that?
I don't know, man. Chainsaw controller, Resident Evil 4. Was it the PS2? I thought it was the GameCube.
Oh, there's a katana controller for the PS2.
Oh my god, it's such a dumb looking fucking thing. Like, I can't believe they thought that would be like a good idea. Do you even use a chainsaw in Resident Evil 4? I don't remember.
No, just the guy with the bag on his head can just cut your fucking head off.
Yeah, it's just an enemy with one. So like the fuck?
You know what's funny? I love the emaciated black guy from Resident Evil 5. The
He's
really
a
thin one with the
god.
chainsaw. He's so emaciated. Like, that is the most impacted African man ever. And he's just swinging around a chainsaw. And it's like, bro, just get down.
I feel like it's like
down.
Disrespectful that they chose the most emaciated dude to be one of the stronger fucking enemies in the game. Like, you know, one of the stronger, like, he's like a brute, essentially, where you're like, fuck, he's hard to take down. But he's such a fucking, like, Chris should be able to explode his face by slapping him.
Chris, he's so thin.
What is his name? Do you guys remember his name?
Chainsaw Man, Resident Evil 5.
Chainsaw
Bro, he's so
Man.
thin. He's so thin. It's crazy.
Let me see. I did play Resident Evil 5.
You want to Kelly? You want to Kelly? He comes and he tries to...
No, yeah, I do remember him. He's not that thin.
Bro, he's thin, Chris. He's tiny. Compared to Chris and Sheva, he's thin.
I mean, I guess compared to Chris and Sheva, yeah. But he's not, I don't know. I've seen thinner people.
Sure, but I mean, he does have some muscles on him.
He has muscles like any living thing has muscles on him. But he does not have muscle mass. He has muscles.
But like, look at the guy on 4. He has like fucking a gut. Like, this dude eats well.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're like, let's make him the complete opposite. Like, I feel like he should be so much bigger because of how much ammo it takes to kill these fucks.
And then I like how he dies. He starts holding the chainsaw and he falls to his knees. And then he gets back up and he starts fucking wilding out. And
when he starts going nuts when you...
and he starts tripping out. And you're like,
that's why,
bro,
man,
what's going on?
I love the fucking magnums, bro. Like the custom magnums. You just blow everything up.
Oh my God, Wesker's Magnum. And you shoot somebody and they just fall. They just kneel before you. And I'm like, yeah, bitch.
That's what shit.
Dumb bitch.
Whoa. What? They're bat in your room?
No, it's fucking crazy thunder.
Really? Damn, bro. Imagine Thunder came in through your window. Fucking just came straight in through your window. Didn't hit you.
Dude, that'd be crazy.
Went through the house. I'd be like, bro, Chris is gone.
Man, wouldn't it be crazy if like thunder like came into my room and like it burst through my window and started jerking me off and made me come on camera? Wouldn't that be crazy?
That'd be fucking
I mean, we'd have
wild.
to leave it in the. We'd have to leave it in the show. I mean, that's
yeah.
for
I mean,
sure.
it's content, you know.
But you guys wouldn't believe this. You got to see it.
I have to show you this because if I don't show you this, I'm insane. You know, and I just hallucinated something really wild. Let's see. Another question. God Emperor Sweeny. Hello, you mistakes of technology. Was wondering what was the biggest waste of money you spent on an object or thing? Mine was when I was 11 and 12. I bought over $600 worth of porn on Xfinity. And since I didn't know what masturbation was yet, I just stood there every Sunday morning at 6 a.m. just staring at the TV in confusion. This happened twice.
Damn,
dude. That's
How
Imagine
old did he
buying
say?
porn before you understand what masturbation is.
and you're just confused. You're like, this show costs something. I must watch it. I guess I gotta watch it. And you just watch
I'm
it.
so
you know?
confused how that even happens.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking wild. That's pretty insane.
It's definitely true because that's fucking crazy.
Like, imagine just standing there and staring at this and not quite getting it, and you just.
Yeah, I
There's
understood.
stuff
I mean, I
going
understood parts of it, but then I understood. I remember stealing my uncle's porn because every uncle has porn for whatever reason. I feel like, you know, I'm a type of person. I'm like, I don't fucking need to stash porn or that's stupid. But then as soon as I become an uncle, I'm like, just have this impulse to like start buying porn and stashing it. Just what happens.
It is
Kind
what
of
happens.
like when you become blind, you become an amazing musician. It just happens. It's synonymous. And but yeah, so I stole his stuff, and I remember it was called Starbanger, and it was this gangbang. And before I really understood, I understood like sex kind of, but then like, you know, at the end they're just fucking finishing all over, and I'm like, what the fuck? They're peeing all over, and like it's totally obviously pee and cum looks completely not even the same, but my dumbass brain couldn't comprehend cum.
Yeah,
So
because
it's
you're just like
dude, they're
only
fucking
one.
peeing all
Because
over
you're just like only one thing has come out of this before, and it's this,
Yeah.
so it must be that. You're just thinking like, man, these guys must pee really weird.
Ew, their pee looks like marshmallows. That's gross. And I don't know.
I don't remember.
Purchase I ever had in my life. Let me think what's my money on. I don't know. My ex-girlfriend, that bitch. I don't know.
Heyo.
I don't know. What if I bought that was? Oh my god. So I begged. So Soldier Boy came out, and it just came out, and there was a shoe called Baby Napes, right? They're really expensive, like fucking before the Supreme Hype Beast shit. That was like the very beginning of it. And I was like, Grandma, please get me this shoes for my birthday. And she was like, these shoes cost like $500, Kingston. I'm not buying. I was like, Grandma, please give me these shoes. I won't ask for anything else the rest of the year. I won't even ask you anything for Christmas. She got me the shoes. Within 2 months, I could not fit in the shoes anymore. And they were just a waste. They're probably still in my house in New York.
Oh my god,
That
those might be
sucks.
vintage. You
2
should fucking.
months, I couldn't fit in them anymore. Because when
Put
you're
those
like
on eBay.
when you just start like middle school, that's the phase when you just grow weirdly. So my feet grew from like size
I
like
guess
7 to sorry. It went from like size 7 to like size 9 in like fucking like 3 weeks. And I tried to put them on and I couldn't. And my grandmother was like, I'm still not getting you shit for Christmas. And I just felt like the dumbest little monkey ever, man. It was the worst.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to remember, but like I remember once I think it was like in 2006. We had just moved to upstate New York away from Yonkers. Everybody had like some kind of iPod. Everybody had like the iPod Shuffle, the iPod Nano. They had some way to listen to music. I was still carrying my fucking CD player. And I was like, Mom, I want an MP3 player. And they were like, your CD player is fine. You have so many CDs. What's the problem? And I was like, I feel stupid and poor. I want an MP3 player. And then we went to the mall, like we went to Walmart or something. And I think they were there. And I was like, I want this one. but it wasn't an iPod that I wanted. I just wanted something worse than an iPod, but more expensive for some fucking reason. And like, because I thought it was just like a little bit cooler, because for some reason I thought like, ooh, it's not what anybody else has. I think it's cool. And they were like, Chris, this is a bad investment. It's not an iPod. It looks like shit. It's so big. It's a brick. I still have it. If I can find it, I'll take a picture of it and give it to Kyle for the episode. It's thick as hell. It's like this thick. It's like a sponge.
They were going to get you an iPod.
I wanted the more expensive. It had video capability.
Was it a Zoom?
It was a Zen. It was a Zen media player.
Oh my god, I know what those are. Holy shit!
It was a Zen media player.
Were they gonna buy you an iPod? They were like, "We'll buy you an iPod. Why do you want this?" And you're like, "I want this one exactly."
So what it was like the iPod video, the video iPod was way expensive. And so it wasn't more expensive than the video iPod, but it was more expensive than a normal MP3 player. And they were like, "Why do you need video?" They didn't understand why I would need video for my music. And I was just like, in retrospect, you're probably right. But so I spent $500 or like $400, some stupid amount of money for this Zen media player. And then I tried to update it on my computer, and the screen went dark and I couldn't use it anymore. I had to feel around for like the sounds of it. And I had to so the screen part of my video player didn't work. And I lost the receipt like a fucking chimp because I didn't think about receipts. I looked at it like, oh, receipts, why do these matter? Who fucking cares? It's paper, I got the thing already. I never saved receipts as a kid. Why the fuck would you do that? It's a piece of paper that tells me I got the thing already. Fuck this. But yeah, and that was pretty sad.
Stupid. It was stupid.
It was.
Awesome.
It was 2006. I was fucking stupid little.
I just know what's crazy?
Video.
I never had an I didn't have an I anything until I graduated high school and had my first job. I didn't have an I anything. I didn't have an iPhone, iPod Touch, or nothing. I had an MP3 player that I took from my dad because my dad had MP3, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. I'm taking this. And I went and I took it home. And he called me and said, Kingston, do you have my MP3 player? And I was like, nah, Pops, I don't. Hung up the phone on him. Finished listening to Kelly Rowland, Lil Wayne fucking collaboration right afterwards.
Yeah, I didn't own an iPod anything until after college. Or I think like in college I got like an iPhone 4S or something. That was like the first iPhone I got. I had a Droid before that though.
Old shit. Yeah. I got the ones that were like, it was insane. It was like 30 gigs for $300. Like just it was a smoother iPod. It was black. But it wasn't any of that fancier shit. It didn't have any other capabilities other than just listening to fucking music. But I remember spending $300 on an iPod for 30 gigs, and I think about that shit all the time. I'm like, I can't believe how much shit cost for like 30 gigs. Like, think about what 30 gigs is now.
Yeah,
it's like, fuck, man. Can't believe those. I still have an external hard drive that I got in 2004. 40 gigs. That shit was fat, bro.
That was expensive.
A fat
I bet too.
Fucking hard drive. Yes, bro, it was.
Seeing micro XDs have like nearly a terabyte, and you're like, what? Like, I have a micro SD card that's 512, I think. And that was expensive as shit. But I was like, I have that. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Used to be like 2 gigs. It used to be 2 gigs, and I used to have
insane,
like fucking
bro.
like 110 songs in it. And I was like, oh man, this is the best thing ever. And now it's just like what?
Dude, I felt like a fucking wizard where my CD player, I had a CD player that was MP3 had capabilities where I felt like a god, because before you used to be able to just burn a disc, right? You burn a CD, you either make a mix or you can put like on average 2 albums on it or something. Usually roughly like 20 songs or something. And then so my disc, I was able to put MP3s on it. And then that was, my mind exploded because I'm carrying fucking a CD player that had about 100 or so songs on it. And then fucking it also said the name of it and too. And I'm like, like a fucking stud, dude. I'm like showing people like, dude, check this shit out. It's the fucking future. And then like a few seconds later, like the iPod just exploded. And I'm like, okay, I don't have that kind of money. What the fuck?
I remember when the iPod came out, bro. If you didn't have one, you were fucking poor and dumb and gay. And I didn't have it.
It really was.
And I was like, I really want one. My grandmother was like, I'm never buying you one of these. And I was just like, please. I begged for an iPhone until I finished high school. And then she was like, you have a job now, get one. And I was like, I guess.
Yeah.
I bought one of my own.
That's so fucking funny. Like, I remember you just brought back like a very vivid memory of me like listening to my CD player and a kid going, "What is that gay shit?" to me on the fucking school bus, and I was like, "Bro, I'm 8.
I'm 8,
Man. I'm just trying to listen to fucking." I think back then I didn't even understand how to get music, so I was like probably like, I think I put PS1 discs in my CD player. Yeah, because you could do that. You could put a PS1 game into a CD player and just play it like an album.
Yeah, and play it.
And so that's what I would do. I would be like a psychopath listening to fucking Silent Hill on the way to school.
What kind of scary little motherfucker? That's the scariest shit ever. If you take a kid's fucking iPod and he's listening to the fucking Doom soundtrack, but only the sounds of enemies getting killed, it's no music, and it's like, what are you doing?
He's wearing a fucking trench coat, but he's like 6. Yeah, it wasn't Silent Hill. It was one of the Tony Hawk, I think. Because it had all like the Offspring and Bad Religion on it, and I was like, "This is cool. I think I like this, maybe." And then people were like, "What's that gay shit?" And I was like, "What? I can't hear you over my fucking." Remember those garbage headphones too that came with CDs?
Ones?
The fuzzy ones that would like, and they would like come apart. Yeah, like those, like those.
Yeah. So these are a remake retro. These are like these retro fucking wireless. Cause I'm old as shit, so I was like, dude, I miss this stuff.
Oh my god, I hated those, dude. It's so crazy because I have AirPods now. I have these are my regular headphones. I have used these now because I broke my headset. But like using AirPods and remembering there was a time where I would just have these like stupid ass, the weird ass headphones that felt so painful in my ears. They were just red straight up circles, and I was like, I can't believe I used these for so long.
Yo. It's especially bad with glasses because maybe you know this too, Derek.
I know.
But like when you wear headphones for a long time and you got like glasses, it's like it like pushes your ear against the fucking handle.
It pinches.
Yeah.
And it just like after a while it feels like you've been punched in the head like by like a really weak man. You know, like it's just like fuck,
for
man. For hours. But no, that shit was it's a very classic time. Let's do two more. Let's see if we can do 2 more.
All right.
Nostalgia wrote in. He says, "Hello, father figures I never had." That's dangerous.
Thanks.
Definitely do not see us that way.
I'm a terrible father figure, dog.
I will. Kids. I will abandon you for sure.
Easy, my kneesy.
Used to dribble down in VA, my friend. It has now been 8 years since the last Splinter Cell game was released. I stand by my opinion that Chaos Theory is one of the best stealth games ever made, and Blacklist wasn't too bad either. But over the years, Ubisoft has drastically changed the way they make games to more of a live service formula, which makes every game they turn into an open world, buggy clusterfuck. My question is, would you even trust them to make a classic Splinter Cell game? Do you think they will inevitably fuck it up? So I only bring this up because it was recently announced that they greenlit a new Splinter Cell game.
That's right. That's 100% fact.
That's 100% fact.
That's crazy.
Well, it's a rumor by like very reputable people who have never been wrong before. So I don't think they would. I don't think they're going to stake their credibility on fucking Splinter Cell of all things. So I think it is real. I don't know, man. I definitely don't want. I don't trust them to make a good game.
They could probably do it.
I don't trust them to do it, man.
No, I mean,
I don't know if you guys have been following Ubisoft lately, but they've been fucking up entirely. Like they came out with this like weird free to play Call of Duty clone called like X Defiant or something, and it's like XD Defiant.
Oh, very
I
cool.
swear to God, it's real. And then they had this like Ghost Recon Battle Royale that they announced, and everybody was like, "The fuck is this?" And then they pulled it.
I heard about the Ghost Recon Battle Royale actually, and it never came out.
Ghost Recon Frontline or something, and they were like, "Look at this new Battle Royale in the Ghost Recon series," and everybody was like, "This sucks. We don't want this." And then they were like,
"You're stupid.
You're stupid. You're dumb and gay and stupid. Like
you're dumb and gay, both."
Both are not inherently negative necessarily, but like I'm just letting you know that you are both of those things, objectively speaking.
In your context, like for you, those are both bad because you're dumb and gay. But being dumb and gay aren't exactly bad.
No. Being gay specifically is not bad, but but I need you to know that you are gay. Not that gay is a bad thing, but you are fucking gay. You're gay. So
I
just
love
so
gay
you know.
people though. Like I have no problem with them.
Yeah, no, there's anything wrong with that. Anyway,
But you are gay and bad.
anyway, fucking yeah, and they announced the beta for this game, and like 3 days after they announced it, they were like, "We've decided to indefinitely delay our beta for Battlefield Frontline. We hope you understand." And it's like, yo, they announced it and pulled it 3 days apart. That is the fastest that's ever happened, I think, in video game history. I think so.
Smart.
No,
Like,
I do
don't
not
put
trust
out
them to
fucking
make
shit.
a...
People don't. Just don't put out shit. People don't. Yeah, I mean, look at man. How like what do you think they're gonna do with it? Do you think they're just gonna fucking change it up like I think the only thing that they've like what have they done that's been like such an insanely massive disappointment to you?
Well, I think it's just the way
know.
that they've handled their franchises over the last like couple years. Like I know Assassin's Creed is in a weird spot where like a lot of people actually like the new direction of Assassin's Creed. I never really cared for it, so it's not really like something that's on my radar. But Tom Clancy IP specifically, like Ghost Recon and Splinter Cell, those are series that they have like consistently like fucked entirely. Like they've abandoned Splinter Cell for like 8 years. They didn't do anything with it, and then they keep teasing Sam Fisher. They brought Sam Fisher into fucking one of their Ghost Recon games as like a seasonal event or whatever, and it was like this weird thing. It's like, why are you here? And then they put him in like this weird mobile game, and I was just like, what the fuck are you doing?
I heard about that too. They put him in some mobile like battle, like not battle royale, but like
it was like a MOBA. It was like a tactics game featuring like Ubisoft characters. So it was just like a bunch of Tom Clancy generic military men and Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell. And it was just like, what the fuck are you doing? And like, I don't know. I just think they've kind of missed the plot over the last few years, and I don't think they understand what the fuck they're doing. Because I don't know if you looked at this X-Defiant gameplay, but it's like, it just looks like Call of Duty, but free to play, and it's just like, the fuck, why? XD? Really? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, it seems like poorly managed, I think, and I just don't know if they have it in them to make like a classic stealth game again, without like throwing a bunch of monetizable fucking things in there. We don't have to spend too much time on this. I just wanted to address it because it was a question that somebody had, and it's actually relevant because it's in the news. But
Tom Clancy.
Let's see. Grizzly Bear. This is a very video game centric episode. A lot of the questions happen to be about video games today.
That's very good.
Hot.
That's
Hello,
always good.
Hello. Grizzly Bear wrote in. He says, "Hello, Joker, Jacob, and Grunt. Derek mentioned Lair of the Shadow Broker last episode. This is probably a while ago. And I could,
yeah, I think so.
And I agree, it was big and epic. What do you guys think about the loud, wet fart that was Leviathan, or the unspeakably awful travesty that was Arrival? Why is Lair of the Shadow Broker the only good Mass Effect DLC?"
That's not even true.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
not
think
true.
that's true.
That's not true
Two
at
has
all.
a bunch of good DLCs, bro. What you mean?
So Leviathan was not really a bad DLC in my opinion. I think it was just much needed lore. It was just a lore DLC, and it was kind of fascinating to the point where, you know, if you didn't play it, which is arguably kind of fucked up, you wouldn't know the origins of the Reapers. So the Leviathan DLC is actually important to know where they came from. And so it was much more to me just kind of, oh, that was cool. You know, it wasn't really that challenging. It was just interesting. And so I wouldn't call it bad.
Yeah.
Like if you're comparing it to Lair of the Shadow Broker, then of course you would be like, but that's not even. I would say maybe the Omega DLC is a little bit more comparable to the Shadow Broker with something like an epic adventure and shit like that. But I would say the Citadel DLC, which I've talked about before, there's part 1 and part 2 that came out I think in 2013. That was just the true ending of like the farewell. This is it, and it's beautiful. It's fun, charming. You get to like pretty much hang out with your whole. I would recommend if anyone hasn't played that. I'm assuming you did. If you got the Legendary Edition, you probably played that shit, and you play it a little bit before you beat the third game, and it was great. I would say the other one that he said, if he was talking about the one where you find the stupid Jamaican alien. when you actually get a fucking Prothean, because the Protheans have Jamaican accents, and it's just kind of funny. So the Protheans, that the old race, that fucking the last empire that were in, that were destroyed by the Reapers, right? Fucked them in the ass. So then they finally found one that was still like alive, right? And then they fucking take him out of the and then we're all like excited. I was excited, like, oh shit, you're probably gonna learn some history. And it's like, oh, I'm just a soldier. So like everybody has their jobs that they're pretty much born into. So I don't know shit about shit. And so it was a kind of a huge flop. And we're at the point where like, this, I don't care about this Jamaican soldier. Like, he's not going to tell me anything about Protheans. And so, I mean, I love his accent though. They're just like, all right, what are we going to do now? Because they use like, the kind of Russian thing with Tali. Like everybody kind of has somewhat of a thing, or, and then, I am Javik. And I was just like, oh shit, it's Kingston. What's up, man? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, man?
That's so disrespectful. That's so rude, bro. He's insulted my fucking part of my heritage.
I mean, look up Javik. Like, I mean, I'm like, hey, that is it's a Caribbean alien.
Before you even met me, years before you met me. Oh look, that's Kingston.
Yeah, I was playing it, and when I bought the DLC, and I was like, holy shit, that's Kingston. I can't believe this.
And your brain went laps because you don't know me yet. You were like, who is Kingston?
Fucking started bleeding from my nose. Yeah, it's like that stupid Terminator bullshit, right? It's just like some cyclical shit that makes no sense at all.
I hated that, bro. How John Carter's father goes back in time, and
Kyle Reese
goes back in time and fucks John's mom to make John. So if John's dad never went back in time, John wouldn't have been made, and this never would have happened. So if he stayed there and minded his own fucking business, that problem would have never started. And it's like, what the fuck?
It's such a stupid that? Like, I want to fucking punch. Like that was our boy. I don't want to fuck his. Oh my god, I can't believe his name. No. He's
Cameron.
No. Oh my god. Yes.
James Cameron?
Thank you. I was gonna fuck up his name. I was like, it's the
James Cameron.
I would, if he pitched that to me, I would punch him in the face. Like I would have, just because like it's like I can't get over how stupid of a concept that is. I'm like, I'm sorry, that's not clever to me. It's just not. It's so stupid to me.
It's like, really dumb.
It's really bad.
Like fuck you, man.
It's really fucking bad. Like it's like,
but people love that though. People love that stupid shit. They're like, oh, that's so cool. It's such a cool concept, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. Hey, Terminator 2 is fucking fun though. I love that movie.
Terminator 2 is good. I love
Terminator 2 is fucking fantastic. But all right, we'll do one more.
Let's do it.
Right.
Landon Hansen wrote in. He says, "Hey, CT&D, current TikTok has been going through the devious lick trend, and it has seriously affected my high school. Some kids stole a toilet, another pissed in the soap dispensers, and now we have teachers checking us in and out of the bathrooms."
It's crazy. I didn't know
wild.
That we have a fucking listener that can tell us about this, because I've heard about it.
Devious licks.
Yeah.
I love the phrase. The phrase a devious lick.
That's the problem. It sounds too delicious. It sounds too good.
It is a good phrase.
Because I've heard hit a lick before.
Yeah, hit licks. Like that's some nigga shit. That's some nigga shit.
That's it. That means you're about to go do some ignorant shit. You're gonna do some shit that could possibly put you in jail. That's what hit a lick is. But to make a lick devious, that means you have to then understand that, like, I'm about to do something that's gonna be bad. It's gonna have lasting effects.
Dude,
like,
props to the dude that stole the fucking toilet. Like, props to the dude that stole the toilet. That's fucking
for real, dude.
That's
fucking
insane.
That's like I stole the emergency backup generator at the hospital, and it's like, fuck, holy shit, bro.
That's crazy, dude.
That's
people
like,
are gonna die.
Yo, bro,
like, if there's a blackout, like, people are gonna die, dude. Like, you're wildin'.
Just one thunderstorm and everyone's gone. That kid's Katie is gonna go sky fucking high, man.
He's gonna get a nuke, bro.
Did you see that story, by the way? I tweeted this story out earlier. That horse that ate all those fucking malaria vaccines and died instantaneously.
That poor little horsey. I saw it, bro.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That was so sad. It was just lying on its side.
It's not sad. It killed 2,000 people.
But it didn't do it on purpose. Like, you can't. A horse didn't do that, but its own choice.
It ate
A horse
2,000
wasn't,
vials of malaria, bro. That's fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Davey.
He died.
wait. The question, right? So you have people, teachers checking this in and out of bathrooms. What's the worst thing that happened at your schools due to a trend? Now, this is an interesting question because I actually don't know if we were in school
when trends were huge.
Internet trends. Like, I remember the first big trend was like
Gangnam Style for me. Maybe.
Well, what about just a trend in general? Like any type of trend that happened at your school that anything? Can you think of anything?
Well, niggas bringing guns and shit.
It's not a trend.
Drinking and smoking in school. Like we didn't have trends, you know.
That's not a trend. That's just your neighborhood.
Oh, dude,
we had one trend.
In Poughkeepsie, the teacher got stabbed, Chris.
Oh yeah, I do.
The teacher stabbed the other teacher. That happened in my school too. That was my AP English teacher that stabbed the other person.
Man, you gotta. That was a pretty cool school.
It was a pretty epic place. I knew one kid that went there who wasn't you, and he's. You know, he watches the podcast in a way, you know.
What does that mean? Is he dead?
He watches over us, I think. You know,
he watches over us.
That place is.
But I don't know,
dude.
like, because I was in high school from 2007 to 2011, and I can't recall a trend. Like, there were general trends, like scene kids and like emo and like. That type of deal, but there wasn't like this hit item that everybody had or like some like specific fashion trend. It was like that was like internet time. That was like the trend was just the fact that the internet was kind of becoming real for everybody. Yeah, and like, hey, you got Facebook? Yeah, man, I got Facebook. Send me a message, and you got that boom and like that old fucking sound or whatever the fuck. And then like Twitter in 2009.
3. Like that was the most thing. I watched Equals 3, and it's like, oh, I watch Equals 3 too. Roy William Johnson said the word niggas a bunch, and I'm like, yeah, I remember he said that. That's it.
Yeah, that's so funny. I love it when he says that. I can say that too now. I don't know.
My family's German.
My high school had the closest thing I think was since we were bored, we made things trend in our high school. One of them, we had ice banned at our school for a while because we started a school-wide ice fight because like at lunch, we all had our cups of ice with our sodas and shit, and I don't know how it happened, but everyone got involved. Like people that don't have any business being involved in any of the shenanigans, and there was fucking ice everywhere. And then for a while,
a lot of people slipped and died.
Someone probably fucking split their head open.
Yeah, yo, ice is no fucking joke, man. That reminds me of like, I had a dream once where like I was sitting in my cafeteria. I remember this dream very vividly. I had it like in Glendale when we lived in the first place, Sweeny, with Jalen. I remember I had it because I woke up like sweating in that room. That never got any fucking air conditioning because it was like the worst fucking room in the world. And I remember I woke up because I had this dream that I was sitting in my high school cafeteria eating food, talking to Marco actually in the dream, our friend Marco. And then some kid goes, "Bullet fight!" And he has a bunch of bullets in his shirt, and he's throwing bullets fast enough that they're killing people. And everybody's like, yo, fucking nobody else brought bullets. And it was like a school shooting, but it was just a kid with his hands.
He's just that quick.
It was like really like that because that was like it was like
fastest such a hands in the West.
And he was just giggling. He didn't know he was doing anything wrong. He was like, "Bullet fight!" And he like really like throw his whole body into it. Like he was pitching fastballs. And it was just I was like, yo, I gotta get out of here. And I remember sprinting down the hallway and I tripped and I woke up. But
imagine you go to school, right, and you have like the security thing. Like my school had like the bag checker, like it had the metal detector. Imagine you go to school and some kid just has bullets. No gun, just bullets.
That's even more disturbing for some reason.
It's like you have a gun in school, so who has the gun? You're like, I don't know who has a gun. Somebody might have one. I don't know.
He was just gonna hold the bullet up to someone's chest and then like
force it in their chest. Force it in them.
You ever see fucking Fist of the North Star, where that dude just putting his fingers in Kenshiro's chest?
Oh my god,
man. We didn't have, man. Like I don't know, like just we lived in an era where school shootings, like at least me and Chris, like at the end of our school lives, like we lived in an era where school shootings could have been a very real thing, especially where we fucking lived. That could have been like a very reality.
Dude, I remember some kid threatened, we had like a threat like that at some point, and I remember being like, fuck, man, I'm glad I didn't piss anybody off. You know?
I don't bother people.
It was one of those moments. It was one of those moments where I was like, "Man, I'm thankful that I'm small enough to fit through these like awkwardly open windows." You know how like schools have like those windows that open real awkward. And I was like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here. These people are fucking."
I hated it because if that happened, most of my classes were on the second floor, and it's like, ah, man, if I jump out this window, I'm not playing basketball for the rest of the season. So I got to make a choice. Either I'm gonna hide under bodies because.
That's grim. That's grim as fuck.
I've had under bodies. I'm not above that.
Listen. I do remember that being like a distinct fear. Like sometimes, like there was anxiety, like specifically, like because it was just. I don't even know if it necessarily happened all that much when we were in high school, but like we heard about it a lot.
Yeah.
And like when was well, we had Virginia Tech. I know.
That was way before us. They were all before us by quite a bit.
No, Virginia Tech was
2004, dude.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't. Virginia Tech?
Like 2004, bro.
No fucking way. I do not believe that.
It was definitely old school.
I don't think Virginia Tech was...
Because Columbine was like the 90s.
Virginia Tech shooting was 2007.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yeah. But it was before I was in high school, though. It was April, so like it was like that...
Was that the Asian guy that was dressed like fucking like Morpheus or some shit, right?
Yeah, that was the Asian dude.
Yeah. He was reenacting anime. I forgot which one it was, but like, yeah, he sounded like that happened.
Yeah.
Pokemon or something.
But yeah, so Virginia Tech happened right before I went into high school. So like, I remember being like, not great. And then like, obviously because of Virginia Tech, Columbine came up again. So people were like flipping out. And I remember when I got out of school, I was like, thank fucking God, I don't gotta deal with this shit no more.
And then right after that, Sandy Hook, bro, right after we graduated, Sandy Hook happened. Like right after, like my first year in Dutchess, when I met everybody, that's when it happened. And I was like, oh, Lord. Yeah.
And then that gave us...
on a brighter note.
Yeah, and then that gave us Alex Jones. And now here we are today.
The fucking champion of God,
Sandy
Alex
Hook.
Jones. The one
champion of God.
Sandy Hook.
All right.
Sandy Hook. I did it.
Sandy Hook. All right, I think...
kids were pissing me
now
off.
it's about the time where we say goodbye. Thank you guys for joining on up. If you liked what you heard today, please consider supporting us over at patreon.com/thesnarktank. $1 a month gets you early access to every episode and access to bonus episodes. $5 gets you your question read on the show. $10 gets you access to our Discord server. That's one payment and you're in for good. And $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show, which I will do fucking later because my throat is fucking simmering right now. But I'll cut it in right now.
Derek's favorite truck cuck. I only became a patron to say fuck you, Derek. You clearly haven't played Mega Man X8. It was a great return to form from X7. Pestilence ridden prostate prober Maxwell Avi Chris. It's pronounced like navigation. Oh, Ave. That doesn't make any sense. You're fucking wildin'. I became a patron and spent $25 to tell Sweeny his bisexual/homosexual hot take is without a doubt the worst take I have ever heard. Small Dick Semen Demon, Duncan, master of all things cute and funny, Wage Slave 583, the half gay that can only say half of the F word. Does Sandman cum sand to avoid unwanted pregnancies? Dead inside. Sorry for crashing your Halo 3 customs. I just wanted a gravity hammer Jakey. Shrinkus Finkeldunk, the warlock who uses transversive steps. And $25 gets you whatever you want, baby, winky face. Sorry to bother you, but what the fuck did I just watch and why are there worse things? He who nuts loudest and last ain't right, because united we stand, united we come. The immortal words of the Council of Come. I challenge the other Carner King to a fight to the death. There can only be one. Paraplegics aren't people because people are bipedal. Roller skater, the bipolar masturbator. I called the Coast Guard to save my anal virginity. Chris Reagan, more like Chris Racism. The Quaalude shot from half court. Ryber 525 and the mystery of the sudden uptick in tomboy appreciation. Jack Hinghoff, racist snake. Who shot first, Greedo or Alec Baldwin? Ever growing library of Marasov Fuda porn.
Tell him Steve Dave, Chris Reagan, more like cringe gay cum. Evil Derek says it is in fact bestiality if you want to fuck Talizora. Tubercularized Arthur Morgan, Andre Brooks, Antiphus Maximus, who fist fucked Francisco Franco's face. Jesus. The guy after me is gay. Don't let him tell you otherwise. Chris Chan's dripping gooch gash. Derek would fuck the shit out of God to kill him. Nikki Ziggy, bears. If I were an animal, I'd be a bear. They're cute. They're cute. Dear Lord, I'm going to hell for this. John Strickland, Limp Sniggins, Mercs 1889. Hi, I'm Paul. When in doubt, splooge it out. The First Church of Keith David, the one church that doesn't tell you to touch your kids. Drunken Doulahan, Pre-Roz, Doug Dimma Dumbass, Cum Man, the Man of Cum, Blake 896. Downed Uncle Ben, but he has the martyrdom perk. Oh my lord, you people are fucking Jesus Christ. The epic Oshawott, fucking kill me. The boss announces, Lamau, I just caused this like speak to do game rage on camera. Lamau, this shit was so funny starting a new sentence. Ryan Lucchesi, Women Don't Matter, Sweeny 2021, Sloshy Scout, Atrasoni, copious amounts of collected cum. Tom Sweeny, the atrocious alien fucker. If Tomboy sweat was a type of beverage, I'd order several barrels. Hard Hat Skydiver, Alaskan Oilfield Trash. Bonesaw is ready for 3 minutes of playtime, daddy. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Harbor remastered. That's so stupid. Chris's favorite band, debunking wyverns. Marcus Shorten, Queen Elizabeth's Crystal Clean Vagine. I live for your piss, Chris. Murder Ascended. Keith David, the dyslexic feels Chris's pain. Welcome to the new age. Lobotomized Jesus, patron saint of pillow humpers. The only stick I touch while driving is my penis. I masturbate while driving. Commercial and spicy mushrooms. Dummy thick Dave. Heartless wretch, aka King. You were so emphatically wrong that it caused the synapses in my brain to stop working momentarily. I give 9.5 out of 10. It's a pretty nice cock. The crib scene from a movie called The Crazies. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Come inside my tummy. Jackson, Abs Age, Badly Brave, Hugger Derek, the movie theater manager, Etherean, Chris Gate, my Bajurian hunting ass, all hands on dick, I swallow cum, and Richter 86, and as always, King of Haphazard. Thank you all, and goodbye.
Fuck what you heard, nigga.
Oh God.
You sound badly.
Son of my
You
God.
sound badly damaged.
It's been I've been guzzling mucus. I've been swallowing mucus this whole time. It's been a fucking wonderful treat. Oh, it's sizzling. Like you could easily be confused for cum, like easily.
That's pretty all right.